Oh, what is up, buds? Welcome to WeeDnD, the positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master for the night, Brandon Allen McClanahan, but my buds call me Bam. Holy crap, dudes. It's just the nature of the beast these days. We are dealing with time constraints, so we're going to keep this fucking baby rolling. I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for everything that you've done for this show, which means the world to us, and just supporting us all over all the different socials and the shares and the love. And honestly, guys, it's such a treat to get to do this thing. It is a ton of work, but it's the work worth doing, man. It's to just see it all go and see the communities and watch happy people being chill and embracing each other's lifestyle, and just, it's fucking great. I love you guys. I love the buds. I love my cast. I love the studio team. Thanks for everything all you guys do. There's a team of artists that make this thing happen every week, and they're fucking world class. So it is a treat for me to get to work with them, and hopefully we present to you a show that you just can't get enough of. So speaking of that show, I want to play D&D with my friends and get high. So in order to do that, I got to pass this magical joint here through the fibers of the interwebs to my dear and wonderful friend, Brenna Folger. Hey, Brenna. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing great, Bam. Brenna Folger here, but you know me as Pickles on Weed, the Cuddle Forge monk. And I was thinking about one of my favorite wrestling feuds, like, that I've ever known of, and it's the one that hits me closest to my heart. It's definitely 1998, Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. Drew, tell me about your favorite wrestling feud. Whee!
Oh my good God, my favorite wrestling feud. Hey, what up, y'all? Drew. Dig me, bow-legging to the third. And my favorite wrestling feud. Oh, wow. There's so many.
I know.
Man, I cannot think of really any good ones that come to mind. That I mean, there was like the Undertaker and Hulk Hogan during SummerSlam. Came out of the car. I mean, that was okay.
Oh, you mean one of the greatest of all time?
Visible.
It's whatever. So that. Anyway, I'm ready to play. I love you guys so much. This is fucking awesome. I'm stoked to do something crazy. Best friend, let's just fucking do this right. Here, I'm passing this to you, bud.
Ooh. Loud and clear, buddy. Thank you very much, my friend. Jake Taylor here as Gary Greenheart, level 3, stout halfling paladin. Wrestling, though. I'd say, like, the thing that stuck with me was, like, Kane Undertaker. Undertaker's always great, but
Kane.
Throw in some Kane.
Brothers of Destruction.
You know. But that's all I got. I'm just, like, fucking ready to play some goddamn D&D with some of my favorite people. All right, Gus. What's your favorite wrestling moment?
Oh, shit. So many. Thank you, Jake. That's right. It's your boy, Gus, Two Dicks Langley, a.k.a. Big Homie Penis. That being said, my favorite, God, oh, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna give the technical answer, and that's Bret the Hitman Hart versus Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
Because we still don't know whether the Montreal Screwjob was completely real or not. You know what I mean? 30 years later, what the fuck happened? Vince McMahon got punched in the face, and that's a pretty cool part of it.
Bye, Vince.
And on that note, I will send things back over to Bam.
Oh, it made it back, as it so often does. My friends, I love wrestling, and it's funny. I mean, there was a point where I was super into wrestling, and then it stopped. I've got to go. It's because I just watched a video on it the other day. So Hogan and Macho Man became allies for a while. They fought, and then there was a point where there was a rift in their career. Yeah, the cream of the crop. But then there was a point where, like, in real life, they started hating each other. And I just watched a video of Macho Man being like, "Yo, Hulk Hogan, you're a bitch, and I'll fight you in real life, and I'll slap you in the face, and he's a little bitch, and he just taught." And I was like, dude, this is how did I never see this video? It's fantastic. So I'm choosing, like, their real life beef of Macho Man, who thought Hogan was a huge bitch, and Hulk Hogan, who is, like, my hero, bro. Like, I love Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was a wrestler that had a fucking superpower, bro. It was like, boom, did he feel it? He didn't fucking feel it. He didn't feel it at all. Oh, and then the fucking, the point. Oh my God. He had a superpower. Oh my gosh, Undertaker couldn't die, but Hulk Hogan couldn't feel pain. So yeah, I love Hulk Hogan. The Rock is probably my favorite personality from wrestling, but not specifically from his wrestling era.
Sassy.
But he's probably like today to this point, like I don't keep up with Hulk Hogan. I did watch that Hulk Hogan sex tape. I know it's probably bad that we did, but it was weird because it was like Hulk Hogan throwing it down the way Hulk Hogan would throw it down, and I appreciated that. So,
And then in comes Sting from the rafters with a baseball bat. Every fucking time.
Every time. Fucking
oh man, if I had $1 for every time Sting came in from the rafters, well, I'm just going to go ahead and move on right there, team. All right. So we do have a little ritual that we like to do around here, buds. Maybe you heard about it. Maybe you haven't. Where the fuck have you been? But we like to take a lighter like this red one here. Make sure we're not going to light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire and go. Lighters up. Let's play some fucking D&D. Ooh. WeeDnD, high fantasy, literally for you and me. So load up bowl and make a roll to take control. WeeDnD. Ooh, that freaking intro. It gets me pumped. It gets me pumped, man. Oh. All right. All right, team. If you will please allow me to set the moon. Ooh. Cream of the crop.
Setting the moon.
Firmly in a position. When last we left the helping committee, they gathered beneath the church of the Green Lady in Humble Patch after dispatching the giant snake summoned by Tank Badgerly. Amaryllis and the Godseed soared through the sky, offering her a brief glimpse of a looming darkness approaching Sativon just on the other side of the great black iron gates. The Godseed was then sent to the great mana tree at the center of the continent, rocketing away and leaving a great red arc across the sky. Amaryllis then landed before an awestruck crowd, and she and her allies quickly announced themselves by their new moniker, the Helping Committee. THC, if you're keeping track. Some accepted them as heroes, others feared they brought forth a dark omen, but one thing was for certain. An army awaits on the other side of the walls that protect Sativon, and a dark, creeping blight spreads beyond it. It was then that Tarvin Tinderberry offered them a solution of sorts, rushing them to a hidden statue beneath his altar, which called to the ever-burning torch held by Gary Greenheart. When placed in its hand, dark fires and green light began battling as the world around them faded away. All right, guys, we jump back in. You see a great bursting of colored energies, green raging fire, and this swirling black dark hand. You know, Gary, as you hesitantly set this torch in the statue, you kind of felt something was off as you placed the statue in this waiting female stone hand that seemed to reach for it. Once you placed it in its hand, you heard the screech and cry of that strange dark energy you had witnessed underneath the tomb of the Ruby Maiden, or the temple even. It was more of a temple. Currently, Gary, you're kind of, the blast of energy blows your hand away from for a moment, and you're looking around, and you see far, as the walls kind of peel away in this magic confluence of energy, this large, dark shadow hand, the loud screeching cry, reaching toward you, and in the last moment, that warm, gifting light of the Green Lady, or the burning green fires, catch the hand. And all of you, you look around. Currently with you right now is Gary, Pickles, Dickens, and Digby. Amaryllis, as these walls start pulling away, you see her very body fades away into dust and is pulled out as the room around you disappears. Currently, the four of you kind of floating in this little circle as these two energy forms battle over top of you. You see the green fire burning ever bright against this strange cold shadow hand. It's got this looming darkness to it. And you feel this kind of pit and void of despair off in the direction it came from. The benevolent light of the Green Lady from the other side. Gary, you watch as the statue that holds the torch slowly starts fading away from you. And as you're floating, these hands battling above you, this torch floating away, you see it starts flying around, and as if it was lighting candles, like say in a church, it goes around and it starts dabbing these little green dots all around. So these little points of green fire start appearing on the horizon as the torch goes around and lights each one of them. You see the green flame that sits at the base, after being illuminated by the torch. There's these like warped waving portals start opening up all around you. You can see some of them bear the shining green light of the lady. There's this kind of beautiful church set about an island in a mist of purple flowers, through one portal. You look at another portal and you see this, it seems to be this long graveyard with a sword planted in the earth, with many of these dark looming graves on the side of, from this despair side. You see kind of the emotions of each of these flames is represented in the portals that they open on the far side. Where the shadow hand comes from. You see, you look through a new portal as it develops, and you see these mountain ranges that appear on fire as rivers of lava flow down them. And the mountain range, it's like all of the mountains themselves are like permanently in a confluence of flame, and they burn brightly. You look back to the other side, and you see this like twisted, warped forest of like multiple colors, purple, vibrant blues and greens, with this strange black earth at the base of it. And it seems like the two energy sources are fighting, so you kind of just start seeing all these many portals open up around you. Digby, you're looking around trying to see where Amaryllis went, just to kind of keep an eye on her. And then as you look where she had kind of dissipated, you see opening up in one of these portals, it appears to be the Burrow restaurant. Like you see it, you're like putting it together, your little glasses are helping you see, but it's like you can tell, you're like, I know this location. It's the subterranean restaurant that your family owns. But there's these strange ghostly figures walking about in them. You see the two battling forms of energy finally realizing that neither can take purchase in this moment. They both split. And you see this big ball of green fire floating on one side of this void. And opposite it, this ball of dark, undulating energy with black roots, kind of like the roots, the blight that you saw in those draconians themselves, those strange roots that reached out at you from the corpses of the creatures you fought in the temple. Those seem to be like bubbling around in this black form of energy. You hear a voice. So you are protected by the lady then. And you just feel this warm emanating glow from the fire. Very well. I propose a game then, lady. Let us test your warriors, test your heroes, and see where their values lie. You feel the warm radiance of the light. Gary, you feel the light instill in you as if you speak for the lady in this moment, and the shadow form kind of turns and looks down at you. What say you, champion of the lady? Are you willing to risk your very lives to prove your ambitions?
Pardon my French, but hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Each time you say hell yeah, the fire behind you radiates a little bit brighter. You hear a cackling laughter from the darkness. So be it then. Oh, and what's this? And at that mention, you guys kind of turn and you look, and you see Dickens in the background. He's like looking around, but Dickens, you hear this sound in the back of your mind. Boop, 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 doo, doo, doo,
Uh-oh.
And you kind of fine-tune in on behind you is this strange portal of shimmering colors. You see the bright echo of stars in the swirling magical matrix, but you can very easily make out the signs of this crazy carnival that seems to be adrift in space. Dickens, you look forward, and as you're looking in the portal, you see this small mask materializes at the center point. It looks like a female harlequin's mask. And you hear echo through the void, "My son." And the mask dissipates. What do you do?
I take off for that thing, right?
So you try to move in the void, and you find that like as you start trying to move, it's a bit like trying to move in a dream where you only have like kind of half control over your body, and it seems less based on you moving your feet on the earth as in focusing your will in the direction you want to go. And so you're like trying to kind of walk and move your big long lanky legs and arms, your clown body, just kind of like flailing at first, and then you realize like as you stop, you just kind of start moving forward. So you set your will upon this this carnival in the sky. And the three of you notice, you turn around and you see Dickens starts flying away from you. What do you guys do?
Good.
Well, no, I just... Dickens, where are you going?
Buddy.
Right before I took off, I was just like, Mom?
All right, so I hear that with my 2 bare ears.
I thought those were toaster strudels.
They are very delicious. Do not touch them.
Okay.
I love. So I think would this be a realm that I'm pretty familiar with? Do I move pretty freely in here, or am I like
again, because you're so used to working in the dream space? Yeah, you don't even try moving your little tiny teddy bear feet. You just kind of you like exhale and it blows you in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Like, you blow away. But yeah, Pickles, you're pretty confident in a space like this.
All right. Well, we have no amaryllis, and we have no seed thing, no big red egg.
The god seed.
So I just know of it as an egg that was warm that I hug. But
It's the hugging egg.
my hugging egg, yeah. But as far as I can see, we need to go somewhere to find them.
Well, yes, I just want to find Amaryllis, and if our friend Dickens is going there, I would like to go and support him. I believe, yeah.
And plus, maybe somebody's there. Like we gotta go.
That's what I mean. I didn't see Amaryllis anywhere around here, so maybe she's there.
I love we're both just like talking over Gary, who's just like.
Hell yeah.
You said you're speaking for the Green Lady. Was it actually the Green Lady's voice coming out of his mouth?
Yes, but I don't do a very good Abby.
Okay. All right. So while that was happening, I was like,
Yeah. But then.
because that was
So Gary, what do you have to say about all this, Gary?
Gary, just to help you real quick, because you are not like you are looking forward dealing with this. You see on the far distance in that graveyard where the sword is stuck into the earth. That sword is like calling to you. And it's when you hear your friends' voices at first, it's almost like they're underwater, and you kind of snap out of it real quick and look over at them as you see Dickens kind of floating away in you. But Gary, as far as these portals are concerned, that one seems to call to you the most.
Pardon my French, looking at Pickles, but and I'm gonna grab Digby, and while I've got him, slap on him the boots of butt kicking. I want to present those. Like, I saved him for him, so.
Tank's boots.
Oh,
The boots of Tank Badgerly, the boots of butt kicking.
You can do it better, buddy. Like, this is hate to say it's a kind of crappy prototype. You can do it so much better.
I'm sorry that you feel it's a crappy prototype, because it's my prototype. Tank actually also stole this for me.
Well, he did it crappy. Like,
No, it's fine. I'll do it better, Nick. For you, I'll make it better.
don't do it for me. Do it for you.
Thank you for getting them back for me. I do like that.
So Digby, you look down at them. They're actually pretty well crafted. You can tell like his he's not as smart as you, so his design wasn't quite as tight as yours. But originally he was just trying to build boots of like climbing pittons built in. They have some spiked little edges on the front. They're kind of like little like almost like cactus spines on the tip of the toe. But the shred, they seem to be made out of this like reptilian green skin, and they kind of like glisten with this green energy. But you can tell as you feel them, Digby, they definitely are magical. So, you would need to spend the time with them unless somebody has an identify ritual ready. You would need to at least spend that hour with them to deduce the nature of the enchantment within them. But they are magic shoes. These are my magic shoes.
These. Mama said they would take me anywhere. I'll just thank you so much. I will hold on to them in my giant backpack for a while until I can figure out what to do with them.
So Gary, you experienced some of that. There's like this weird force kick ability they have, because when he kicked you in the back, you felt the push of magic. So that's at least one of the little features about it that you do know of.
Yeah, it sucked. I hated it.
Did not like
Pickles is gonna float between them and blow smoke in their face and say, "Allez-vous, allez-vous," and like just float through them towards
Keeps
Dickens.
going.
Yeah.
This big cloud of smoke.
Yeah.
Pickles just floats away.
Yes, thanks, studio.
All right, yeah. So you see, Pickles just floats through. And,
Isn't that what Kevin Kline says in Wild Wild West?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alonze.
Alizé?
Alizé?
What a performance.
Alice in Chains?
All right, so as you guys kind of like approach this portal again, there's quite a few portals around. I want to say roughly 10 portals that you can see, but currently this is the one that seems to be calling you to it. No sign of Amaryllis, just a large void that extends all around you, and then these little like points of portals spun all around. As you guys approach the portal, again, which is kind of lingers on the darker side of the energies. Remember, there was a kind of like a positive area and a negative area. This one seems almost in the center of this kind of darkness. As you start approaching, start hearing the song that only Dickens could hear. It's this warble. But you guys start picking it up, and the sensations of this void around you, the green and black fires, start kind of fading away as you feel your body start rattling. You're about to be sucked into this portal. Anything else you guys want to do? I'm gonna move you over there.
I just want to find Amaryllis, make sure that she's fine, and be friends with everyone.
Baby, let's do this.
We. All right, sorry, I lost 2 of your tokens.
I'm here for I'm here for the helping committee, and this space carnival
So this is
seems a little weird, but
so yes. This is what you see. You feel that reality bending as you start getting sucked through this great distance in both space and time. Time. You see everything gets stretched. You watch as your legs stretch out in front of you, and you feel your insides kind of being pushed as you stretch. It's like falling into a black hole, because all of you know what that's like. Every day, right? And suddenly, you feel this this energy pushing past you, and then the weird stretching kind of fades. You see this strange carnival floating on the shattered rock of Earth through space. Tall white wooden buildings with strange trims and confetti around them. You hear these muffled laughs of people walking around, but when you look at the bodies themselves, their faces are like a blur, like they're not any individual person or at any time. You see in front of you space, like the wonders of the cosmos, like that web image, just like in front of you. You see far away clusters of these bright lights, some of them moving in space. You see these big patches of colorful energy, purple and green, red and blue, kind of fancifully moving around in the air around you, as if even this environment kind of bends to the spectacle of what this location is. You see a large blue floating, what looks like a gem just floating through space around, seemingly almost like the moon circling around this giant rock that just hurls through space. You're all kind of floating in the space at first, and your feet start, you feel this pull of like a gravity start drawing you toward the rock. But then, here in this space, you see there's this giant looking Ferris wheel that is completely separated from the ground, and you hear people like, yeah, like screaming happily as it floats around in the sky. So it's like a Ferris wheel that disconnects and floats around. You hear the sound that you're quite familiar with, that the sound of Dickens's hammer hitting the boom ting sound. You guys like, it like calls to you from a distance. You hear that exact sound as you guys kind of set your feet on the ground around you. It's like you're in a modern day carnival without electricity. You see these like lamps of fireflies have been captured, and they serve to illuminate and leave in these various colors, swirls of red and green in the sky. Everything here has that cartoonish physics that you guys that have experienced the Dickens realm. It's got that vibe to it. So even when you look, everything kind of goes, and it's all kind of gooey in its physics. Dickens, you see spread across the sky the half of that Harlequin mask, fixated in space, as if watching you, but not the full mask. It kind of stretches in the horizon around you, but all of you are kind of like getting used to your feet on the surface, the ground, like a cartoon pie, just like kind of bouncing. Dickens, walking in this place seems completely natural to you. You feel like you don't have to fight all the weight that you always have to fight and everything. How like trying to force your physics into the world of men on Ganjaria. Something about the way gravity and all this fits, you feel like your body moves the way it's supposed to. As you watch your allies struggle with it, what do you guys do?
Yo, I start running up to these like faceless people, and I'm like, what is this place?
So
what's happening?
You run up to one, you kind of shake it, you turn it to look at it, and you see kind of like clown hair similar to yours, kind of like the clown wig puffed up, but their face is just like this blurring, like as soon as you think you identify a feature, it shifts and changes. And it's like their face is many faces. And it just looks up at you, and from the void of where its mouth would be, you just hear that.
Okay, thank you. Whoa!
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And I realized that they all look like that.
Yeah, you start, except for you do suddenly, you're like looking around the crowd, you're like, oh my gosh, all these people are the same. You notice that there's all these weird carnival games set up. You see like a little fairy dragon, this little fey creature, a little tiny dragon flying around, and some of these blurs trying to reach out and touch it. You see a fighter's pit with two actual goblins, just like sitting in a pit wrestling each other. You look around, you see there's this big giant cyclops sitting on a tower and just staring at one of these things. It's like singing the song back to it. But you do notice that it seems the people running these games, well, the monsters for the most part running these games, all seem to be tangential. They don't have the fading faces.
Okay, man-made horrors beyond my comprehension, and then horrors I'm familiar with. I will take the horrors I'm familiar with.
True, you kind of set the one down in front of you, and it's like, what? You're like, oh gosh, and just a few of them start kind of moving closer to you. You set it down.
Me up.
But yes, so
Talk to the locals.
I'm gonna just, so there is you see this magic looking kind of deer that has these rings that are being tossed onto its antlers. You see there's this beautiful bird that has this like plume of multicolored feathers. And you see a couple like little statues nearby it, strangely. But yeah, so that's what you see. There's a cyclops, there is a cockatrice, there is a goblin little wrestling pit. There is a dragon, a little fairy dragon floating around that people are trying to catch. And then there's this weird kind of deer that has these antlers where they're throwing rings on them.
Cyclops.
You're like, yes, the biggest, scariest of them all. You start walking over. You see this big. It's I hate to steal from Hercules, but it's so well done. The Cyclops in Hercules I love about it is it has this kind of like fat skin that just kind of sags when it moves. And so it's this giant, I mean, it is giant. You know, you look, it's about 12 feet tall. I think it's probably closer to 15 feet, but that might be a different size category. But it's massive in front of you. You see, it's just got one big fixated eye, and the kind of like fat eyebrow lids sag over the big eye. And it's just sat up on a bunch of these crates. You know, some of them have like, the wood is blown out from the pressure of this heavy creature just sitting on it. But you see its arms are long and they kind of sag to its side as if they're so heavy that they've kind of pulled like your arms do when you do your little cartoon thing. It's like they've like gooed down to the ground. He's been sat there for so long. And he's just staring forward at this little, you know, faded faced thing that's sitting in front of it. And then finally you see a little faded faced guy like, bah, and he looks away. And then everything around it goes, and it moves out as you kind of get pushed forward. You see it sitting there. Outstare the Cyclops.
Oh shit. I have twice as many eyes. This is gonna be twice as hard. Let's go, old man.
All right. So you you see this as this like thing, this Cyclops with this one eye, you know, about a fourth covered by its big meaty tan eyebrows. You see it starts turning and looks at you, and you feel the horror in your body of what having this like monstrous creature look down on you. You know, you feel like if you just wanted to and like smash you with his fist, he could probably kill you in one fell squish. And so you kind of feel that intensity as you start feeling a constitution check inside your chest.
Why would he ruin the really good job like that, though?
Right? Yeah, exactly. He's got the perfect gig.
Yeah.
Constitution.
Can we help? Can we
Yeah,
use
totally. So
machinery?
like you kind of get the gist. You know, you see one of the, there's like a carnival barker nearby, but it is one of those faded faced carnival barker types. So it's like explaining it to you, but basically you've put together that, you know, it's basically a staring contest with the Cyclops.
Okay,
Yeah,
I just want to stand upwind of him.
Yeah. Even in cartoon land, he smells like a rotten pie.
No, I want my cigarette smoke to maybe.
Ooh, there you
make
go.
his
To mess with his
eyes
constitution.
dry out. A little
I
bit.
like it. Yeah, you see, he's like sitting there, like looking, and the smoke just starts like getting into his eyes.
I'm not in there. I'm just like away, but just enough that he'll be downwind of
So
me.
you have like plausible deniability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
But
So you
I know I'm just a bear. I am just a bear. I'm a teddy the bear.
yeah, nobody seems surprised by you here. They're just like, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yo, so I rolled a 21. I realized this guy's good, right? So I want to burn my elasticity, and I'm like, I haven't had to do this since I was a little kid. And I grab my eyelid and stretch it and put it on like a little cap. And it's gross. It's like a pink inside of my eyelid.
Gross.
And
I mean, that would have given you advantage. So, all
I
right,
used
you
to
see,
set him on.
dude, that's great. You kind of like stretch it back and tuck it in. Again, your kind of cartoonish physics, your racial ability, kind of like it starts stretching out, and your eyes kind of do the like cartoon wolf staring at the girl in the mask thing, where they're like, boop, and they pop out a little bit, and it's like you're looking so hard at the Cyclops. Digby, Gary, did you guys have anything you wanted to do? Anything helps. It's going to be a contested Constitution save.
Well, I was interested in that cockatrice.
You can start moving over there. You want to do that?
Well, but I want to see how my friend does this game.
You're like backing up a little toward
No,
the
it's
thing.
like- I want to play all the games.
Yeah.
But I want to see how
Hey, heck yeah. So yeah, you see the cockatrice. It's like pretty tail like illuminates in both of your glasses, and you're like, ooh, my. You know, as you look over at it. Dickens, you're sitting there. You've got advantage. Gary, did you have anything you wanted to add to this staring contest?
Oh,
Remember,
yeah.
Pickles was pretty wise to maybe not do it in a way that's super obvious. You know, if it's like a
Well,
normal space carnival.
While we're still together, like I, want to hope up on my boys and give them a bless.
Nice. So in this cool moment, Gary, as you call upon the powers of the Green Lady. The mask that's stretched in the sky, this half of a Harlequin mask that's just kind of like floating in space. You see all of a sudden the light within the eyelid burns with that black, dark, undulating root. And then to counter it in the sky, suddenly the green fire returns that you saw in that void, and it spills forth some of its benevolent light, and you all are blessed with the touch of the Green Lady.
Green lady.
Lady.
That'll help you guys with attack rolls and saving throws.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the green fire stays there. So now it's like that parallel of the two of them observing your actions right now. It now exists in this space as well. You see the dark energy, that undulating, tainted roots, and then the burning, pure fire of the lady in the sky.
Yeah, and I'm backing up. I want to see how the staring contest goes, but I'm leaning towards the deer. Like, what the fuck's going on with that deer?
Good luck. Just slowly backing away. All right, sweet. So, dope. We get to our Cyclops' saving throw here, and it's gonna. You see that indeed the cigarette smoke of Pickles on Weed just kind of floating through space again because it's kind of cartoonish physics. You see as his eyes start doing that Ren and Stimpy thing where they get like really intense with the red veins, and they're so dry that like sand starts pouring out of his eyelids, and it's just like as he's staring at you. You see Dickens' eyes getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then finally, Dickens, they smash into one eye. And you're seeing everything like a Cyclops would see it. You no longer have the advantage of the space on either side of you, but just this like singular eye staring forcefully. And you see Dickens's fist comes out of the pupil and punches the Cyclops eye in the eye. And you just see the sandy dryness puffs off of it as he fails this encounter. You see the Cyclops, and you hear the big thud of his heavy eyebrows landing, and you hear like a wash of a waterfall as he's finally feeling the sweet release of wetness on his one singular eye. Dickens, your eyes pop back away from each other, slap back into your eye, and then you feel your eyelids slap off your head. You see
that was weird.
That was graphic. I'm very upset right now.
I don't know. It's like you can't not hear the sound, but the sound of the like that was rough.
It's a lot.
Good job, buddy. Like, yay!
So proud. So proud.
You see the crowd also, around you. These strange, faceless, kind of clown folk, with these blurry faces. They seem to cheer for you as well. And the one that's kind of like the carnival barker looking guy comes up, and you see like no longer is he making the sound of that song. You see he starts walking over to you, and he hands you a ticket. It's like this little shining pink and purple ticket, and it kind of rolls with ethereal magic as your reward for winning this staring contest with the Cyclops.
What?
Oh, I know what this is now. Okay.
We can squeeze this in the parking lot.
Maybe we can exchange these for like a really cool, how you say, like city hand, like a slap hand. It's go, you know what I mean? And
sticky with the when you like stretches and then it picks shit up, the sticky hand thingy. Yeah.
Ooh, a little parachute army man.
Or like a pencil topper that because you're not put it.
So on that suspicion, Pickles, you kind of look around, and you do see kind of like this big tent set up at the center, and it seems to have like all kinds of weird trinkets and strange things loomed across it, and you see that it says prizes.
And literally Pickles like claps and goes, "Oh fuck yeah, let's go, let's do this, let's fucking do this!" Like he's just immediately like Pickles, like you haven't seen him so animated. He's like,
all right, so there you go. You still have you've won the contest with the Cyclops. Dickens, you notice that as you move out, the smile at the face of the Harlequin in the sky, although its eye is undulating with that dark magic, you see the smile of the mask increases at your victory.
Nice.
You know, it's happy it would seem at this outcome.
Do we see this mask too, or no?
Yes, it is it's like literally like taking up like half of the sky.
You know who would love this mask? That fucking mask that's in your pants, right?
Oh, oh God. Hold on.
Oko.
Oko.
Ah, my man Pico. I'm sorry, I love Oko.
Is that still in your pants there, buddy?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. I was you could let him out, maybe.
All right. Yeah. I guess Oko. I like go to check, and he just like. Whoop.
So Oko's not in there. You gave Oko to the Wayfarer.
Whoa, that was
God.
crazy. There's mask in there.
Yeah, you see Dickens is like moving around like it's skyrocketing in his pants, and then he opens his band and nothing flies out.
Guess that was just me.
Sorry. Burritos. What are you gonna do?
Woo!
Do not go in there.
Thank you. Both of you.
Wait, so there is he did he go
So
like
there's no mask.
There is no mask in
There's
Dickens.
There's no mask.
Remember,
Okay.
Dickens, you gave Oko to the
Right.
to the Wayfarer at the ball.
What's the coolest prize on the wall here?
You actually have to roll for your prize.
Oh shit.
Oh. Well, that is unfortunate because you could do really well in a challenge and then do really shitty on your roll for a prize.
Yeah, them's the breaks.
Yeah. Such is life.
Such as
Such is separate.
All right, cool. Well,
Let's play some
Can I
games.
trade?
Let's play some games.
yeah.
Yeah, do you guys want to play games? Do you want to trade in a ticket? What do you want to do?
Yeah, can I trade in the ticket while I have it?
wait.
Yeah, go ahead. Who? We'll do both kind of at the same time.
Can we
which game
pool
are you
our
going to?
tickets?
You don't know. It does seem to just say one ticket, one prize. So you would think that each ticket would give you a roll on this table.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't know if maybe if we could pool our tickets like at GameWorks or something, or not
Right.
GameWorks.
Yeah,
Keep
no,
saying
there's no like,
tickets.
there's
I'm
no
the
like
one that has
portable
a ticket.
television or anything like that.
Right. Y'all want to win some shit at Dave and Buster's? Call Drew.
Oh,
Put
Like,
all our tickets
legitimately.
on file and
and I'll
split
back
'em.
you up. Put me on that basketball game. All right.
Bro, that
so
zombie puck game.
yeah,
I'm
what
putting it down.
what game do you want to go to next? We'll do both. Well, go ahead, Dickens. While you go and redeem your ticket, they'll go off. Dickens, roll me a D8.
D8, eh?
No, an 8D, eh?
Yeah, they.
I want to check out this the deer with Gary.
Okay, so what'd you get, Dickens?
3.
Okay, cool.
Three.
All right, so
Combination of
as you guys kind of gather around with Gary, Digby, are you hanging with Dickens or are you going with them?
no, I will stay with Dickens if no. Because obviously Amaryllis is not here. I want to play games, but I want to find Amaryllis. That's what I want
Okay,
to do.
Digby, make me a perception check. Dickens, while you're
with
standing.
my awesome wisdom.
Yep, with your awesome wisdom. Dickens, you see, you kind of hand this, one of the faceless blurs comes up and you hand out a ticket. It's this little like white cartoon, almost like Mickey Mouse glove hand, grabs the ticket and then floats back in, and you just see all this like boom, ting, bam, ting, bam, all this stuff starts moving around, and then the hand flies back to you and it drops this little bag of pixie dust in your hand. You see as it lands in your hand, it's a single use. You see this little like silvery magic spill out from the brim. You look at it and it's like drawn on the side of it is a little pair of boots that has wings coming off it, kind of like Hermes' boots. That's what you see on this bag. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you what it does. If you sprinkle, it's one use. Sprinkle it on a creature and give him a flying speed of 30 feet for a minute.
Damn.
Yeah.
We look over. So, what was your perception there, Digby?
Well, I hit the button twice somehow, but the first time it rolled, I got a 14.
Okay. So Digby, it's like as much as you want to indulge in these games in this crazy, fanciful place that you're in, just beyond anything of your wildest imaginations when you were younger, this just kind of like floating rock in space as you look around at your allies kind of going this huge mass in the sky. You start looking at this far off carnival tent. You're looking for anybody that's not these monsters or these blurs. And unfortunately, as you look around, it just seems to be commotion and people moving. You think you see her for a second, and when you look, she's not there. You're not sure if it's your own pining to be with her again, or if she's actually around. So
probably is.
So Pickles, Gary, you guys walk up. You see this big, majestic, full deer standing there. I'm sorry, it wouldn't. A male deer is a buck. That's the term I was looking for earlier. So you see a buck. It's this big. It's almost twice as large as any buck you've seen in the real world. Its hooves have these like elaborate designs at the tips of them, almost as if like elves had carved in some of their architecture into the hooves of their feet. It's got
fancy,
flowing dark purple blue mane that kind of hangs down, and these silvery antlers that stick out in all directions. Now you notice every now and again they shift space, so it's like it's alive, but these antlers seem to be almost mechanically shifting between each person that throws at it. So it's like there's a little bit of like you have to wait for the right time to throw it. It's like a Mega Man bridge, It's like sometimes it's moving and you want to wait till it stops. But you see the hordes are moving, and you see the most recent blurry faced person throws a ring to try to hook it just as it shifts, and the ring just bounces to the ground before you. The carnival barker walks up. Again, you don't really see. It doesn't really speak, but it kind of points over at you two, like, is one of you wanting to play?
The faces, like the blurry faces, it's some nightmare fuel, obviously. But I keep seeing like members of the Greenheart family like popping up. I see Amaryllis pop up. I'm seeing all these weird faces, but the carnival barker is Amaryllis.
You see, she comes up in her work-appropriate jumpsuit and offers her, red, her red purple skin. She just offers you a gesture as if she's like, "Come along!" Like she has this great gift she wants to share with you, and it's this game. You see that she's whatever your mind is going through at this moment. It's as if she's genuine and positive. That she's not trying to harm you.
Yeah, and given time wise, is Speak with Animals still good?
Heck yeah.
Oh,
sweet. I want to, throw a cool one at the deer. Just be like, hey, throw me a bone there, buddy.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, you still have the linger. So it lasts for an hour, right? Is how long this spell?
I think it's 10 minutes.
Is it 10 minutes? Okay, and you cast it at the end of the encounter. You were then rushed. Let's see. Let's just because it's cool. Yeah, let's do it. I don't throw me in DM jail. I like the idea that you were able to talk to animals. So go ahead and keep talking to this. You see the deer is like, "Hello, my name is Mirage." It's like he can't even like speak there's like that distortion from the space around you as he's trying to communicate with you. But you see his eyes have kind of like kindly galaxy eyes. He like looks at you and you see the swirling stars in his eyes. Mirage, how can I assist you, friend? And you see he's talking to you, but he's making it look like he's not talking to you.
Mirage, huh? And then I'm looking at Pickles, and he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. I'm like, Mirage.
Bless you. Gesundheit.
Thank you.
So you see, it would be throwing a thing. So if you had to guess at what it would be, what skill it would be based on, it would be probably dexterity would be a boon in this game.
Can I get Pickles' help to?
I could do it. I could do it. It's funny. I see Gary like literally picking it up, and Pickles just go, no.
No. Oh, honey.
No,
honey,
sweet. No.
You see you grab the rings From Gary, like pat him on his, pat his little hairy feet.
Like,
"Yeah,
no,
good
sweet,
job, buddy."
you are very good.
Gary, you have granted Pickles advantage on this dexterity check. Again, not a dexterity saving throw, so it's just a check.
Yeah.
So you just click the stat bonus itself. So give me this one is pretty good. You have, 3 rings? No, 2 rings. You have 3 rings total. You want to get 2 of them on there. So it's going to be 3 dexterity checks.
We a 1, a 2.
Oh
and
my
a
God.
3. Oh my god! Oh my god! The last one.
Nice.
Thing with that advantage, though. All right, so Gary, by using your animal, your ability to talk with animals to kind of like, he's like, I am going to move now. So he's like letting you know when the shift is going to happen because it's not on a certain time limit. So you're able to kind of like give a little head nod over to Pickles on like when the best time is to throw, which gives him the advantage. So Pickles, you got with advantage, you got a 21, a 22, and an 11. So you see the first one, you see the nod from Gary. You throw the ring, it hooks just as one of these antlers pulls away and a shimmering new one grows.
Mhm.
You landed on top.
So when I land that first one, I'm like, I'm like, oh, we indeed. And so it's like he kind of starts, oh, we indeed.
Get the fuck out of here.
There it is, everybody.
See you
All
later. I can't wait to forget that I said that next week.
All right. So you
Um,
see, you
yeah.
land the first one. You're feeling pretty good. Oh man, you don't put as much into it the second time. You almost just like flick it like a cigarette.
Yeah.
It floats, and once more, you ring it on the outside.
The third one, it was even though it is an 11, I was a little bit too cocky, and it scared me for a second that maybe it wasn't gonna go in because I thought I was doing something cool, and it's like whoo, wah, whoo, and then I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
still made it. We're good. We're
Yeah.
good.
You chuck the third one. You like throw it in the air and do a little roundhouse kick to kick it at the target, and then you see it floats. Unfortunately, the third one misses. So it was your bravado that led you. You kick the third one and it doesn't go on. But you only needed 2 rings to win. So you see the crowd around you. They all cheer at the third one. You hear all of them like hanging on pins and needles to see if the third one hits because maybe there's some special prize if you land all 3. You see that you see the group around you like, oh yes, they all celebrate. The barker comes over and hands you one of these shimmering purple and pink tickets.
oh, good.
Can the third hit just have hit the deer in the face?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is like, Almirage, that is, you tell your friend, it's kind of a dick, bro.
Sorry, Almirage. Sorry.
I did not mean to do that, but I'm happy I did.
All right, so you guys,
Classic.
you've got your ticket. You kind of turn around and you see Dickens standing at the prize tent. It's like, we should go redeem our prize. You see Digby looking around, trying to see for any sign of Amaryllis. You can kind of tell everybody's a little bit in their own space. Dickens is kind of like moving with a different confidence and comfort. You see Gary, is always looking at the faces of everyone around him to see who they are. And it's as if he's seeing other things. Digby is very clearly quite worried about Amaryllis. And Pickles, you've got this little prize ticket as you walk out. Pickles, roll me a D8. Roll me a D8.
D8, I'm doing it. Hold on a second, it's coming. Everybody just be careful because it's coming out like a 7.
Oh,
All right.
7.
You see the same thing. This little magical glove comes out and grabs the ticket from you, floating back into the prize wagon. Finally, the glove comes back out, and it drops in your hand. This little spider. And it's like a little tiny toy mechanical spider, but it moves a little bit. Like it's not like a real spider. It's not going to bite you. But again, you kind of like look on the bottom of it, and it says, wind this. There's like a little wind up key on it. Wind up this key to climb like me. And so basically, if you wind the key, you'll have spider climb for an hour. Once the ability is gone, it turns into a real spider and crawls away.
No.
All right, so you guys are sitting there. You hear this. You hear the boom, ding, boom, doom, ding of the prize tent, but you're looking at the prize tent and it's not moving. Boom, you hear the fanfare. It all starts getting louder and louder, and you turn around, and the whole carnival that you were just at has faded away, and there's this one giant circus tent. You see spilling out of it these faceless clowns walking on stilts, and all of this, a carnival fanfare. It's like a big circus. You see a little tiny wagon pulls out, and like 20 of them erupt from inside of it. And you hear the music starts playing, the drums start beating. And you see a giant, big, white cartoon hand, kind of like the last bad guy in Smash Brothers, flies out, opens its palm to Dickens, and then Dickens, you hear in your ear, "My son." What do you do?
I step up onto the palm.
Oh,
You feel as you step on, you put your big giant lanky clown legs, one steps up then the other, and you feel this like comfort to this. It's this, just base and primal, the going back to as a baby, as if you have, as if you've just spilled the drink, as if you're returning to something familial. And you see the hand, you guys all watch as Dickens's large clown legs step up onto the hand, and the hand gently closes around him and then rockets into the circus tent. And that's where we're going to pick it up after intermission, guys.
Jeez.
Cool.
All right. We got to say a big,
Dude.
lovely, fantastic farewell to our man, Gus Two Blunts Langley, as he's got a sweet shoot to do tonight. This man is always booking gigs. We will be back, however. We have us a 10-minute intermission. Please check out all this original art, original music, all created for the show. Over 100 pieces of art, over 25 amazing songs, all created by just world-class artists. We will be back here in 10 minutes, a little 10-minute intermission. Down sends a Dickens. But yes, please hang with us. Don't go anywhere and come back here for, space festival, clown, circus, magic.
How cool is Gus, though?
How fucking cool.
I
is
mean,
Like, what a fucking cool guy.
this? That's a cool dude right
can you be Yoku? Like Yoke?
there. Yoke, dude.
Yoke out Yoku?
Yoku.
Whoa, cricket.
Welcome back to Weed&d, the positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your Dungeon Master for the night. They call me Bam. We got us a case of the giggles, friends. Oh, man. Thank you so much for hanging with us in our bizarre space carnival ride. We had some pretty big events going on as we traveled through the portals in the void. We return now because heck, let's just get back to that. I'm sorry, guys. This is a side effect. All right, so we jump back in. You guys are standing before this giant circus tent, adorned with purple, yellow, and turquoise ribbons that hang all over it. In this strange floating rock in this void in space. The giant harlequin mask in the sky with the curled lips, you see the crackling, undulating black energy within the eye socket, and countering it, the big green fire of the lady on the other side of the sky. The carnival games that were all behind you, when you turned around, were replaced by this big giant circus tent. And the last thing that you saw was the master hand coming out the front entrance of this giant carnival tent, offering itself to Dickens Tangleface, who stepped on it and was pulled inside. Currently, you're all kind of standing on this long, red, elaborate carpet with gold stitchings all through it, as firemen clowns run by with blurry faces. Long ladders, stilt walkers kind of loom around you, and there's this weird, twisted, everything is distorted and strange. Again, Pickles, it's any other nightmare dream day for you. But you're just kind of standing there looking around. Again, all the faces of the people's kind of blurred. The last thing that you see is that master hand, after softly cradling Dickens, It shoots back inside the tent. What do?
I follow after.
You hear the little pitter patter of the fast feet of Pickles on Wee. You start running. You see like one of the clowns like shoots a big bucket of water across it. It just like soars over top of your head as you run underneath it. Digby, Gary, what are you guys doing? You running with?
Do I get any kind of a read on this Harlequin mask?
So currently, it's like the it doesn't like have the same resonance to you, though. The whispers that it's whispered to Dickens, somewhat quiet to your ears. But the presence of the dark energy in the eye, you feel like it's basically those two forces that were kind of battling over you in the void are now present, kind of observing what you're all doing in this space. And so you kind of like think about your previous actions, and you're aware that there is some kind of judgment or value, or you are being observed by these two forces who seem to be, as the voice said, kind of intent on testing the merit of you all.
Huh. Well, we got some merit right here, don't we, buddy? I'm gonna put a hand on Digby, and if he's down to go, let's go.
Digby, you look forward, you see as Pickles kind of, very quick, start the little pitter-patter of Pickles' feet on this carpet. You look, and as you see the kind of curtain tent open and allow the master hand to retreat with inside, holding with it Dickens, you swear, just as the curtain begins to close, you see the whip crack of Amaryllis' tail, and it disappears behind the tent curtain.
That's enough for me. Let's go, best friends. Full rocker.
You guys kind of run as you see the ladders of the clowns tippling over each other as they climb over each other. You see 20 of them all climb back inside this giant carriage that begins to follow behind you, as it seems like this pageantry is kind of following you down the carpet as if they're performing this circus specifically for you. You start moving down, and before you hangs the great white drape. Do you guys want to go inside? You shoot it to the side, and as you wipe the fabric to the left, you see it just starts wrapping up all of your surroundings. You see the green stars so the blue star shoots into this orb in front of you, and it's like your entire surroundings are being vacuumed up by this cosmic invisible vacuum. And suddenly, you are floating once more. In the void. All this kind of cosmic confluence of magic floats to a stillness. You see the black ball undulating. Oh, it appears you've lost one. Set about his simple tasks, caring not for the group, but only his self. You see the green fire burns. He seeks his own answers, but see not the rest of them. Pickles set about a task, determined to win. Dickens starts floating through, looking around. Digby constantly concerned for his friend Amaryllis, and Gary feeling the weight of his allies and family on his shoulders. This is why it must be a group. This is what the adventure's call stands for. You see the black undulating ball kind of... Next portal. And they both disappear, and you see floating around you once more all of those portals. You see this, again, just to briefly describe them, the Space Carnival one is now closed. Just like the spectral outline of that buck from the Carnival game is just sitting there like staring off in another direction. But the portal there is closed. You cannot return to the Space Carnival. You see this strange burning range of mountains set against a drift of water and vibrant colors. You see a church set about a pond surrounded by purple flowers. You see a darker church with red windows and a strange shadow in the altar. You see the ghostly image of this strange subterranean restaurant that reminds you of the Burrow restaurant. But as you kind of like look around at each of these portals, Gary, there was one specifically that had reached out to you, and that is, you see this long path that is beset on both sides by grass. There's many gravestones set on either sides. This one, as far as the spectrum of like the light of the lady and the shadow, kind of sits in the middle. Almost if you're looking at the map, like the north, going up, so to speak. This path leads to this sword that is stuck into the earth and sets as its own gravestone of sorts. But you see like a clear blue sky and a beautiful, sunlit day behind it. Not the same magical confluence that's present in so many of these other portals. But with that said, you are all once more floating in this void. You notice that Dickens' Tangleface is nowhere to be seen. What do you do?
Oh shit, is that going to happen every single time we go through one of these?
I'm kind of worried about that. However, it looks like we can't go after Dickens anymore. So the Sunshine place, it has gravestones but it looked nice. I don't know.
I think we're being tested, my friends.
For what?
For us.
For me?
For you. For all of us. I'm very compelled to explore this graveyard. I'm not feeling great about it, but if you guys are happy to join me, then I'd really appreciate it.
I think that we should probably stick together, Pickles. So
I agree.
what-
I agree with you. I believe that maybe because we are being picked off, or so it seems, maybe we should stay together.
Yes, there's so few of us left.
We're not. I just want to and then Pickles. We're not being picked off. We're here together for a reason. You guys
There's
ready?
so many less webcams now. I grow frightful.
Then, Alonzi!
Not right.
All right, so just to be clear, you guys,
Alan,
Alan,
Alonze.
Alonzi. Alonzi.
What she said. What he said.
Parlez-vous français?
All right, I'm gonna take you guys over here. This is what you see. You begin floating again. This particular portal kind of sits where these two energies, the darkness, so to speak, and the light, where their energies kind of cross-sect. So it's it's again looking at the map, it's almost to the north of you. We switch you over, and this is what. Again, you feel your energies being pulled, not nearly as far or distant as this strange space carnival felt. You felt like you traveled quite a distance, both through space and time, to arrive at that place. This particular portal leads to something much closer, in effect, almost a secondary, an overlay over the world in which you currently work in. And you are only traveled a short distance to the fields on the outskirts of the Humble Patch. But some amount of time whips by you as you see, the events of an entire world in a blur and a streak beyond your eyes as you are summoned. You're set down upon this white marbled path, beset on either side by beautiful blooms of red and purple, yellow flowers. You see the looming tall shadows of gravestones beset on either side of this pathway that leads before you. In the center of what feels like this entire universe is set a sword stabbed into the earth. It is black in color, but it has a golden handle. The blade itself, however, seems to be made of the same black iron that the Indicus Empire is most known for. Their black iron metal that they mine from their mountains. But the handle has black leather wraps and these golden like accents for the crossguard and the pommel. And so it kind of like sits at the end of this long winding road. But in front of you, there's some trees that loom and kind of hang over, almost as if in mourning themselves as they lean over the gravestones of this strange graveyard that you've now traveled to. The sky itself a soft blue with puffy clouds floating around. You can feel that feeling of the Sativan breeze, the perpetual beautiful day that the realm sits in. But you feel a gloom and a sorrow kind of washing the moisture in the air. You all set. Let me make sure I did this right. No, I lost you again. One sec. You all set. Sorry, real quick. I gotta go back to the void now.
The void.
Don't leave me.
But yeah, Digby's gone, and your webcam turns on.
Alright.
You guys are set. You know, you land on this road here, and in front of you, the white path sprawls out, and on either side, some gravestones. What do you guys do?
Shall we, how you say, pay our respects?
You see there is one gravestone closest to you on your left. Pickles, as you turn and look at it, you see the stone kind of shifts on it, and you see like almost as if it's being carved in real time in front of you. And you see scratched in to the topmost grave, or the closest gravestone to you, the words "Serenade, born young, cursed, and died with age."
Well, I don't like that one bit. Nope.
That's what old people do. They die.
And that's not what's going to happen to Sarah. It's okay. I think we're...
She's so old.
Well, eventually, but, you know...
No,
She-
now. She's so old.
She's got that amazing smoke show who's going to make her better. It's okay. Don't...
They're just
Okay.
like over Pickles' shoulders, right? Like, old Pickles just stand there looking at it, like.
Do you think a day out on a boat is gonna just wash away 70 years of age? Like, she's so old.
All right. Can we just go look at someone else's fucking gravestone now? This is what we're gonna. This is just look.
Is
Digby,
me?
in this
Yes?
moment, your tremor sense detects movement in the earth beneath the gravestone.
I feel it. I feel something in the ground below. Oh God, no! When a grave, I swear to God, if there's zombies here, I'm gonna be very upset.
Oh, wait, zombies?
I'm feeling vibrations in the ground below me in the graveyard, and I've read about this, and zombies are a terrible thing.
Can I push them off of the top of like away from the gravestone then if we're feeling something kind of come out?
Yeah, so it's just motion under the earth. It doesn't seem to be coming to the earth.
Oh,
I
okay,
just,
never mind then.
through his tremor sense, he does, and only he's detecting this. It's not,
Right.
the whole ground isn't shaking. Right?
Okay, cool. Then never mind. No shoves intended.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know. Thank you.
Well, then is it
I'm not paranoid.
is
Who are you
something?
calling a psycho?
So are you saying something is alive under there?
I just feel rumbling in the earth below me, and it's not me this time. I don't have explosive diarrhea like I did the last time that I explained the feeling that I was. That was
Below you? Below you.
Hello, you.
below me.
Below
Below
you.
me.
Below.
Below.
Huh.
I missed it.
There's vibrations happening, and I care about you two because you're the last two that I have left.
We're not going anywhere there, partner. Do you want to dig this up or keep on moving?
Oh God.
I don't know. I just wanted to tell you.
It's all right. It's all right. It's like, guys, it is just a dream world that we are in. Everything is going to be okay. Nothing can happen to us here. And look, we can fly. We have just dealt with all of these other things. Listen, everything is perfectly fine.
That's not the way that I feel. I don't sleep very often, so this is a really weird feeling for me. I'm so glad that I have you.
It's all right. Listen, this is just us coming together to see this weird trip together. It's like we're all on how would you call acid? You see?
You can fly?
Fly?
In
Wait a
dreams,
minute.
in some dreams, yes, you can fly.
Oh,
You jump. Just to clarify, you do not fly in this instance.
Yeah.
You jump, you feel the ground land beneath you again.
Yeah,
And that is why I do not believe I can see this gravestone and I can see that it has Sarah's name and it explains her situation, but these are my fears. My fears putting it out there for me to see in my own face.
Okay.
So
Yes.
what you feel is very valid. It is okay to be afraid, because if something
Okay.
were to come and fuck us up right now, I'm sure it would also very much suck, but it is just none of this is real. And I grab Digby's face and I shake it, even though it's just a little like thing, like it's just the like
A little bit.
yeah. Nothing is real. Everything is fine. This bear is in full like nihilist mode. Like
Thank you.
then he just hits them a couple times with pep. It's nothing is real. I refuse to believe.
Despite the confusion, I know you two are real, and we're friends. And friends can get each other through anything. Shall we press forward?
Let us see what else this terrible place of nightmares can teach us, because
I can't wait.
Fuck that tombstone right to its face. I do not like you.
At least the sun's still out, though, right?
Pretty lovely
It's true. It is very beautiful outside today, so let us enjoy the peacefulness of the, you say, graveyard.
If only our characters knew the eternal sunshine of last
Oh my
campaign.
day.
Like,
Yeah,
oh, the
that's
sun's
right.
nice.
One campaign,
Oh,
one
man.
long day.
It was a long ass day.
So you see, as you as you settle around the group or this gravestone, considering your next move, the flowers all around you all seem to have like leaned in as if they're listening to your conversation.
Oh my God.
It's like they all lean in toward you while you speak. But that's the only sign or motion of anything changing on this horizon. Everything else kind of, again, it kind of feels like you're in a painting. It's all just kind of surreal and this, although yes, striking image before you and this strange movement in the earth. You guys all still seem to have your wits about you. You feel the sensation when Pickles touches your body and stuff. So it's like, there is some reality to even this strange illusion.
Is there any way that I can roll for like a perception, see if there's anybody around?
Yes, absolutely. Give me a perception check, Pickles on Weed.
Boop, 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 boop.
Oh!
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a crit hit.
oh,
That's a crit.
c'est bon.
C'est bon indeed.
C'est bon.
On we indeed.
Hey, Drewby. Do you have the pipe?
I do, but it's not loaded with weed. It's right here. But so I'm gonna smoke on the crit. I'm gonna smoke real quick. But,
Yeah.
All good.
Oh. And so after I smoke and continually cough, then you can say whatever the fuck you want to.
All right. All right. So you, Pickles, yes. There's two things that you notice in this graveyard. One of them is just off the set, just beyond this gravestone. You kind of like peek over the other side where, beyond where Sarah, her gravestone now lies. You see this strange statue of what appears to be a dwarven general. He stands, in true dwarven fashion, about 3 feet tall. He has what looks like a carved mohawk
Shut the
head.
fuck up.
And in his hand, where his weapon would be, you see fractured and broken stone. As if at one time there may have been a weapon that was affixed to this gravestone, but it had been broken away. He's got kind of like a goatee, this shaped, very high muscular creature. And in his other hand is this stone throwing hatchet axe. You just kind of like look beyond. Now this figure doesn't really bear any resemblance to anybody that Pickles on Wii knows. But yes, there is, again, I know there's no crits on skill checks, don't worry, but you rolled so high that you became aware of this strange, and this is not a statue that connects to any of you like the Sarah one did. So that's one thing you become aware of. And the other, not to just hit you with two of them at the same time, but you notice that like you hadn't considered turning around as you've been in this place yet. The pathway that lies before you, this expanse that lies beyond your eyes, like what is, and you start to turn, and it's almost hard to turn yourself and look behind you as if like perhaps it doesn't exist. But for a brief moment, you channel your ki and you just push yourself beyond, and you notice that there's a bar top that's set up, and there's a chair, and there's a blood-soaked bartender that seems to be pouring a drink into a glass. And sitting at this bar, like far beyond, it's almost like you just catch the minor details of it stretched out. But again, as you're being observed, you see this man sitting in a green cloak with a red mask affixed onto his face. And as the blood is poured into this shot glass beside him, he leans back against the bar, and you can see a smile cross across his withered lips. And for a brief moment, it's like he knows you're looking at him. He cheers you with the drink and then slams it down. And when he sets it on the wood, you feel yourself pushed back around, looking at the gravestone one more. Like your ki was just overpowered by this divine figure that was observing. But that's what you see.
Interesting. And then, okay, yeah, because I'm really interested. Like the other thing is, like, that's kind of weird is that I see the gravestone, but I was like, you can say maybe Pickles is like a little bit in denial, like, of like, it's not real. Also, there's this weird, like, comfortability in this space, like Pickles has like been, I don't know, alive for so long that like death is kind of a part of the cycle of the shit that he's had to like, that he's been alive for.
Right.
So like, but it hasn't been until recently that he understands his own mortality that they're like, wait a second, like really thinking about death. And the fact that like Pickles has now officially killed stuff.
Yes.
Because he didn't eat it after he did it. He keeps saying that out loud, but he's been killing shit this whole time. And like, it's so it's like, yeah. So he's like, kind of like getting into this thing of like, holy shit, like what is death then?
And you,
what is
again,
it? Yeah.
You have now chosen your path as a monk, and you've connected to the teachings of the long death.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you can't help but sense like what that expanse means. Like the long death could appeal to you as an individual warrior in the time that it will take for your essence to pass, but also what is a world but constantly ever dying. And it's like there's these massive change-ups in power and energy, and it's like, is it the whole journey that matters? Is it the entire scroll? Is it my story upon it? And as you now are starting to kind of grapple with these really profound thoughts of death, nothing more fitting than perhaps a glimpse into the great beyond as you force your way of the long death key energy to appear at one of your observers right now. A man you don't know, but that appeared to be interested at your ability to see him in that moment.
Right. Very interesting. And interesting that I'm being watched, but in a place that is like fully full of like death and all that stuff too.
Yes. Yeah. Each gravestone again kind of hums with that, death being your new calling, this new thing that you're grappling with, the resonating, whatever the gravestones, whether they be real or not, you're a nightmare creature. You're used to spending times in kind of ethereal glimpses of death and stuff like that with Sarah. Mm-hmm. But it's like, there is something to this place that this death is real here, and so it's like, though it's not, maybe not pertaining to like your everyday, this moment, this place, this sorrow that the whole place kind of glooms with, that is real, and you can't connect to that energy around you. But that's kind of what you see. That's what your perception. You're still standing in front of the grave of Sarah, the flowers around you kind of reaching toward you as you guys discuss your friendship and your ability to stay together through this. But that's where you stand. What do you guys want to do?
Can I throw a perception check out there?
Yeah.
All right.
You just want to smoke and do you?
I know. I was literally like, what else can I roll for?
Come on.
That's the best part. It's like and then it's like statistically 10% of the rolls we're gonna get a sweet. Oh, but you gotta roll.
Like
dead center. 11.
Double 11. I'll smoke to it.
I'll smoke to it. I will. I'm not. That's cool enough.
11.
We make the rules around here, folks. This is our good time.
Just want to see. What's Pickles obviously noticed a gravestone, so I'm like,
yeah, Gary, as you see Pickles looking beyond the expanse, you feel that same resistance to be able to turn around. But you are not as compelled to fight against it As you kind of look over to your right, across this marbled path, and you see a collection of gravestones. You see two, there's like one large stone and then several small gravestones around it. And so where Pickles is looking beyond what is directly in front of you and what these gravestones may or may not symbolize, you kind of feel a calling. Again, the sword for one is calling to you, but so too is this collection of stones.
Are the two pretty close together, or?
Yeah. You so like the if just to use this vista here as an example, like this collection of stones, it would be farther down the path, and on the right side is where this collection of stones lies.
I'm gonna approach the gravestones.
All right, so give me a charisma saving throw.
Hey,
No,
that's some
wisdom. I'm sorry, wisdom saving.
wisdom.
Roll for
Dang.
cry.
Actually, both are okay for Gary.
Boom. All right, so
11.
Oh my
you
gosh.
feel again as you start walking up, you see the flowers near the gravestones start kind of raising themselves over in your direction. And you see it like a little wave of energy just puffs off of them, washes against you, and you feel no effect. You start walking up, and you see the main central gravestone already carved out. Here lies Larold Greenheart, patriarch of the Greenheart family. His fortunate for his hearty roots to the tilling fields of Sati. And as expected, you begin to look around at each of the other stones, and it is your family's gravesite. Each of them falling, all of them on the same date. Whereas Sarah didn't have a date etched into the stone, it is exactly 1 year from the date today, the opening. So it would be the opening festival next year, would be the day that your family in these gravestones has passed.
I just got goosebumps, like big time. I was gonna say.
I want to pay my respects, and do what I can to prevent this. I don't know what, with the powers of the Green Lady, if I can grow some flowers at each of their grave sites, but
I actually like that. Whereas grabbing some flowers and laying them at the gravesite, you feel those flowers kind of pulling toward you. Your connection with the lands. You are Larold's son. You are the root of your own father. And so rather than calling upon these sorrowful flowers that seem to like bend toward you, you create your own and kind of create this beautiful bloom of flowers, right at the center of your father's gravestone. And as it grows with one, so too did it grow at the center of each of the ones around it. It's this kind of, you see rather than the sorrowful wash that this strange place is bathed with, you feel a sense of warmth rest upon each of these gravestones.
I know things are weird, but I just hope he's proud of me. I never meant to do the family wrong. I did what I felt like. I've got this calling. I have to do it, but I really hope someday my family understands it.
True, Gary, as you've, basically cast off the cast of your family, the path of the earth, and sought the meaning behind this strange dream of the green flame dying out in front of you. That is what called you to the city of Ashbury, where you were not received in the way that you had hoped, as someone answering the call of purpose, and you kind of were delegated to this constable role in the town. And so, far from your family and not feeling quite connected to your purpose, it was the missive from Amaryllis requesting you to come join her in the city of Humble Patch once more, that strangely you decided to act upon, putting you in close connection to where your family's lands were and the place you had but aspired to get away from. And so in this moment, you're kind of sitting there looking at the cold stone of the gravestone of your father in front of you. And as you place your hand on the earth, you feel a slight rumbling from beneath it.
Well, I'll grab the sword then.
All right, yeah. So Digby and Pickles, are you up with Gary, or did you hang back at Sarah's grave?
I let him take a I'm like, we're like halfway there, like letting him take his moment.
So Digby, it's like you're a little bit, about a little longer away than your tremor sense. But again, you can tell immediately he's feeling the same sensation you felt beneath him. You see Gary just turns and starts sprinting up the marble path, as fast as he can with those little halfling legs. Pickles, you like take 2 steps and you catch up with him if you want.
Mm-hmm.
But you see Gary starts running toward this sword. Gary, we're kind of like, you're like running down this path that winds before you, and you're like running a straight line through the marble lines. And as you run, gravestones are bursting up out of the ground all around you. You see old Sam, just out of the corner of your eyes. Tarvin Tinderberry, long may he rest. As you start running, you see the gravestones of every person you know bursting out of the ground around you as you're running toward the blade. Do you keep going on?
It's gonna happen, but not on my watch.
You feel the sword, it's just like getting closer to it. At first, it felt like it was pulling away, as if even though you were running, you weren't getting any closer. And then all at once, it just starts flying toward you, still set in the ground, but it's the distance between you is just like slingshotted forward. You place your hand on the hilt of the sword. And all of you guys start feeling rumbling from all the graves all around you. Gary, you feel a surge of power in your hand.
Oh my god!
As you pull the sword from the ground, it moves with a quickness that leaves a small trail of this like purpley magic. It is a fey enchanted blade.
Oh my god!
As you move it around, the blade strangely stained with this oil black. And seems like the blade itself is like half metal and half stone, but it whirs around in front of you. And then you look forward, and you all roll initiative.
Oh my god!
It doesn't say. Does it fucking talk?
Oops. It's a curse. Don't put it in your hand. You won't be able to key right for a week.
I already put it in my hand, buddy. Ah,
Shit.
it did.
Pickles!
Oh!
Holy crap! I'm making you guys roll way more.
Oh my god!
Digby, you didn't say it.
Fuck, Brew.
Select your token.
I'll do it. I'll just add it.
Oh,
Just
shit.
remember to select it. I'm counting that. Don't worry. I'm gonna just add it. Add turn.
No, you've not.
And you get a 5.
No, you counted so many
5.
that I rolled.
Why is Badger still in there? What's going on? Hold on. Sorry, guys. I did screw this up, but I'm gonna fix it. Remove all turns. It wasn't in there, and then as soon as we started rolling, it was. So, I apologize. Boom. Pickles.
No, I'm rolling again. Fuck.
There
It is no better. Oh my god.
Pickles 24. Gary
There's a
17.
reason you're bringing up the rear.
Jesus.
17. And then bursting forth from many of these graves, the fleshy, death decaying zombies, you were totally right, Drew, start
I knew
bursting out
Oh my god!
from all these graves around you. Gary, you're
Zombie
set
grave.
on either side by a zombie, on either side of this sword. There's some kind of farther down the road from you. I think I just copied a Digby.
Oh, thank you.
Cool.
And then
Copy to Digby.
The
Pickles
world's
at
not
your
ready.
feet, coming from the ground just behind you. You see the elaborate dress that Sarah always wore at nighttime before she went to bed.
Yeah.
You see the hand just punch through the earth, and it's like there's no mistaking it. This is the rotting corpse of Serenade herself.
Well,
All right, so
I just wanted to make sure I hit for Brenna's roll because I didn't before.
yes, indeed.
did I? I think I did. And then set.
Oh yeah.
All right. So Pickles, again, your dope presence of mind. You're of course ready for this. Y'all ready for this? You turn around and you're like, a freaking course, the graveyard. It's like it's always fucking zombies in graveyards. everybody's favorite nightmare. But it does affect your constitution a bit to see the withered face of the old woman version of Sarah starts crawling out of the ground. You know, her eyes are soulless, her skin hangs, and it is the dooms. It's like somebody rotting for quite a while underneath the earth. Starts crawling out of the ground at your feet. But yes, you've got 7 zombies just crawl out of the ground and start hurling. But Pickles, you're up. What do you do?
I do like a and then I throw the tambourine.
Nice.
We hear it finally, makes the sound. So yes, let me.
Is it 15? Maybe.
15
Maybe.
AC definitely hits.
What?
So yes, you see these. Are you attacking the Sarah one in front of you?
Yes, because it scared me. I was like, what? Oh my god.
All right. Cool. So how much damage do you do?
For 8.
For 8 damage. Okay, so you throw your tambourine and it blasts her right in like the chest area. You see the rib cage kind of collapses and turns to dust. You know, her body's so old.
Gross.
And you see she actually has to make a Constitution saving throw. How much damage did you do?
8.
8.
So much. Fucking get out of here.
So it's DC
Bye.
13. Boop. And it passes. So you see it, you kill it, like you shatter its bones, and you see its eyes just go lifeless as this withered face of your child that has now been aged by the strange magics. You see her body collapse back to the floor, and then it's like one of those scary movies. It's like, and her bones break, and then she starts standing up, and it's like she's like a spider. Her bones are shattered, and she's like half crawling back toward you, but her undead fortitude has brought it back to life.
Bleh, bleh, bleh. Gross, bleh.
Gross. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's good to know.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't like that
Don't
a little
bad.
bit at all.
Bad.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we didn't have a rest since our last stuff, huh?
Correct.
That sucks.
Nope.
Cool. That's fun.
It isn't. In fact,
Yeah.
it's terrible. It's actually terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
From where I'm looking, stat-wise, not great.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I wouldn't kill you.
Not in this world.
It's cool
Fine,
that
you
we
know what?
also don't have 2 of the other party members. Just want to point that out.
It's the 3 of us. It's fine. It's his
Just want
favorite.
to say that.
So it does. It drops to 1. So it's like it's still in really bad shape. It didn't like go back to full, but like you can see like from the snapping bones and everything, it's like the core of this creature is still pretty wrecked. But it did not. You were not able to fully fell it.
Great. I want to hit him again.
Oh,
You go with the pause.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give him a little like stomp.
oh no. He wants to hit it.
All right,
No
give
pause.
me damage.
Okay. 6 because I didn't.
Yeah, because the no crit.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a DC 11. It's got a pretty dope con. Fail! You step on it like a big stupid spider. You're just like, jump in the air and you kind of put a foot drop, breaking the spine of this creature. You see it kind of splits in half because it's so decayed. But as it falls, you see that for a moment, the terrifying visage of the soulless, lifeless face of Sarah. And then suddenly, it starts blurring, kind of like the clown people from the strange clown dimension.
Yeah.
You look up at her gravestone and the letters are now vibrating as well.
Cool. Love that. Love that for me. Winter loves that too. You can hear it from the other room.
Sure does. Sure does.
All right, you got anything else, Pickles?
Shoot. I am gonna. Who's closest to me now? This guy over here. I'm just gonna be ready. I'm gonna have back to back with my boy Diggs.
Okay,
and,
cool. Are you kind of hanging back? Like you want them to come to you?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's actually not a bad idea. Like a lot of, again, probably like 4 of them are much closer to Gary because he had like ran down the road. But these are zombies and they're not 28 days later zombies. They're not like super fast or anything. They are zombies, so their movement, might be a hindrance.
Exactly.
All right, if that's it, Pickles. Gary Greenberg.
Garrus Greenberg.
Garrus Greenberg.
Gary for short. But I gotta thank you for acknowledging infected versus zombies. Like,
Yes.
when you said 28 days later, I'm like, yep, boom.
There's a difference.
Huge.
Very large.
Huge.
Dude.
All right,
Huge.
Gary, you've got this sword in your hand. You feel able to wield it. Now, you don't really know what it does, but you can. It's as if in this moment you are attuned to it in this place. It flies around. You see that little like Fey energy follows in a trail as you whip it around.
Oh, really now? Well, we're just gonna put it on this guy.
So go ahead and give me like your normal longsword, and it's just going to be. It is a +1 weapon. This will be the first +1 weapon for the party
Whoa.
if you keep it. So we add 1.
Oh,
boom! Double
Vegas,
21.
baby.
You don't even care. He's just like, I was going to hit him anyway.
Damn.
So
That's
yes,
Yeah.
Gary, you feel it kind of whipping in the air in front of you, and like these little sprinkles of Fey magic. Kind of your oath of ancients connecting to that Fey energy. And you bring it in front of you, and you just straight up lop its head off. And you see the old portly head of old Sam as you just cut it off, and as the head floats through the air, its face starts blurring out, and the gravestone nearby that said old Sam blurs out as you dispatch the zombie in front of you. Now, it does get to make its saving throw. It's a d20 +3.
Without a head.
DC 16. Yeah, zombie.
Without a fucking head.
Zombies. And it got a 6, so it failed. So yeah, you just lop the head right off.
But realizing it later is almost the worst part. It's like it happens, and then I see the head like, oh.
Oh no.
I was gonna ask you, I'm like, what zombies am I dealing with? But
Yeah, so you've got old Sam, and then Tarvin Tinderberry is the one on the other side of you. So like this priest of the Green Lady, you see his normally green beard and green hair is just like a rot, and there's like worms crawling out of his eye and back into his mouth. It's just like reaching out at you. Again, all the flowers have just kind of like are like stretching out to you guys, almost breaking their stems to reach for you. But yes, you just go ahead and claw off one of these zombies' heads up. You got anything else?
I'm gonna use some halfling nimbleness to scooch between Tarvin zombie just to get on the other side and get ready for whatever the fuck's gonna happen next.
Yeah, you kind of set your back against his gravestone, you know what I mean? Like, so your 6 is covered, and you see Tarvin turns around and he looks at you, and you just see just swings at you with this big mitt. You hear the wind whirring behind it. I rolled a crit! Oh, shit. Oh! Sorry.
Not a fan personally, but rules is rules.
Rules is rules.
And if we don't
Rouge is rouge.
boom. Sorry, I have to. I was like, it says 20, but I rolled the dice, not the attack macro, so it wasn't green. So I was like, did I just roll a dirty 20? And I was like, no, you rolled a d20, so.
Does the nimbleness give me any advantage with scooting past him, or?
It wasn't an attack of opportunity. This is actually his turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's after you were done. It's the zombie's turn.
Cool. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, that wasn't an AOL. I'm sorry. I didn't make that very clear.
But this is. No.
But this one, get used to this. So he gets. It's just.
Bye.
But for me.
All right, so you rolled a 2 and a 1 + 1. You take 4 bludgeoning damage as the zombie blasts you against the gravestone. Smart move as far as separating yourselves. This one basically starts lurching over toward you, but their movement isn't high enough to get up to you, Gary. And then there's the dead zombie. Sorry, I didn't mark it as dead. The dead Sarah zombie behind you. But you guys, you see these ones start moving over, but they too cannot get to you. You just see the lurching figures. A couple like Greenheart family members are just like lurching down the street toward you. You see Scary Bob, obviously the one that you saw in the barn. Scary Bob is there, lurching forward toward you guys. And so is this halfling woman, who you can only assume makes a really good stew. But yeah, on their turns, their movement is their stucky part, and Tarvin swung. So that brings us to Digbag Mulligington III. What do you do?
Well, everything is terrible right now, and I know that I'm very naive, but I work off of facts, and this is all terrible. I see zombies, and I just want to kill them. That's facts.
They're scary, definitely.
There's not a lot of wisdom involved in that, guys. That's
Good plan, buddy. I agree.
You don't need wisdom or sight. It's like, oh, there's a bunch of things coming out of the ground that used to be dead. Now they're living and want to eat people. So it doesn't matter what.
Yeah, zombies are pretty easy.
If you're a
to be
mole folk or a fucking clownkin or a fucking cuddle forged, or it just wants to eat you.
Yeah,
it's all bad.
Yeah, it's very it's telegraphing its badness. It's not like
objectively,
it's like,
subjectively bad.
Intelligence will be the winner in this one. And it'd be like, look, I know I'm not good at a lot of things, guys, but this is just all bad. Let's just put him down. Good thing I don't have a gun anymore.
You know, I did want to mention, though, just because I know you're new to the Artificer class, don't forget, you could just use a spell slot to summon a turret. You still have that option.
Oh, that's what... Oh, man. I almost went Thoricus. I was going to be like, oh, that's what Papa's going to do. Sorry.
Take the Papa out of the Papa, but you can't take the Papa out of the Papa.
Well, you can take the Sketty out of the Papa, but you can't take the Papa out of the Papa.
You know what's going on?
No, I don't know. So yeah, that was just. I'm gonna go because this is a new. Can I prep for a new encounter or like a new thing with a cannon?
What's that? Yeah, you could pick whichever cannon you want if that's what you mean. You don't have to summon the same one again.
Because it's a different fight.
Different fight.
Right.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be the force one. It could be the flamethrower, or it could be the protector, whichever, you get to choose whenever you summon it, which one you want to use. But once you choose, it stays down.
Yeah, I'm gonna choose the flamethrower.
Cool. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As zombies start clustering up.
Good answer.
Survey says.
Yeah. Flamethrower.
Potato salad.
Show me potato salad.
Potato salad. I'm doing it just as I have it. Why wouldn't I?
Fire. Burning the countryside.
So this will be
Burning
the
the zombies.
All right, so Digby, just as I don't have a token specifically for it, this little fire token is going to stand for your flamethrower. So do you want to summon it? You could summon it by Gary, or you can summon it by you.
Oh, I'm gonna summon it by Gary. Is there any way that we could make it green flame though?
Sick.
I mean, for right now, yes.
Just for flavor, just for a little Salt Bay flavoring on it,
Little oregano.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm trying this. It has the
Try it.
Try it.
It worked.
Yeah.
Did.
Yeah. What's up, Green Fire?
What up, big Green Fire? Coming at you.
Yo. Oh, that's so dope. All right. So, Digby, you haven't actually summoned the flamethrower version of your a turret yet. So, what does your flamethrower turret look like?
Well, the thing is, again, I kind of like that whole Mega Man thing that I was going for before.
Yeah.
So, because Roly Poly's still with me, and we're in a dream sequence, and my wisdom is not great. I'm super naive, and I'm prone to what I see is what I believe. So I would like Roly Poly to kind of crawl up and turn into a visor / helmet to cover my eyes so that I don't actually see. And then again, the turret can still be part of my shield that's around here and be like my flamethrower. It's like earning different Mega Man boss characters.
So you can like totally that, but you can like lob it too. So like right now, if you wanted to, like, you're farther away from Gary than you would be if it was fixed on you. But if you want to take that cool shield and launch it, you know, that's to describe how it looks. That's freaking amazing.
So it's like a little. My little cannon also is now a little rolly. It's like I have two little rollies, but now I use my shield. It's like a little highlight to like lob, because those things are deadly. Have you ever seen Jackass where they use the highlight things? They throw a fucking orange.
Dude, yes.
You can kill someone.
Dude, it's so
with a highlight
that's
throwing thing and
so you highlight and it lands again. You have, because it is like it works the way magic does. You pick the location that you want. You lob it in the air. It lands, sets itself up, and then you see this green fire start burning out in front of you. So what is the? I think they just make saving throws, right? What's the flamethrower attack?
I'm sorry. Is there? He did put it in here.
It's flammable.
DC 13.
It's flammable.
Flammable.
DC 13.
Is it Dex save?
Dexterity save.
Oh, they're bad at Dex. Good one. All right, so I'm just gonna do it as a group, just to save time.
Thank you, Brenna.
So group save.
It's on the chat. It's really convenient.
Did I thought I put it in there.
12. Yeah, beaches. Wait,
So,
what did they get?
What was your DC?
13.
Oh, nice. Sweet. Yeah. So they all fail. So it does full damage. I did double check that Undead Fortitude, it has to be radiant or a critical hit. There is a way to where they don't get to make the save. I thought it would be fire too. Don't get me wrong. But all three of them fail. All three of them die, and then all three of them make their Undead Fortitude save. So here's 1, 2. Oh no, it's not going to roll it. No, sorry, I have to do it. But the damage is good. So 12 damage. The DC is 12, and they have to make. Here's 3 con saves.
Fail.
Wow, 2 rolled super high. So, but they're all down to 1. So it's. I'm just moving this back because it makes it easier to affect the tokens. So all 3 of them are in really bad shape now. They are all down to 1. But one of them just completely burns up, and it's Tarvin Tinderberry, the one right in front of you. If I did it in order, that's perfect. So you see Tarvin Tinderberry, his like normally green beard that's now rotted skin. It all just burns in a flame, and like a matchstick he burns into a pillar of ash. In front of you is this turret that Digby launched over to help have your back. Eradicates this zombie in front of you. The 2 behind them, however, it's like they're melted away, and whatever bones are left kind of fused to create this weird amalgamation of flesh that continues to lurch toward you. So
a Cronenberg fucking.
Yeah, it's just a freaking nightmare escape. Pickles is like, I see these guys all the time.
Yeah,
The best body horror, the best.
Yes.
I hate these the most.
All right, so super dope. So that's your action, and then it was your bonus action to get it to ignite the fire. Did you have anything else, Digby, or are you going to stay put?
I'm going to stick right next to Pickles for right now. I feel like I've been helping Gary out from the distance, but
Heck yeah.
let's get together. Yeah.
You kind of back yourself up with Pickles, and you're both kind of standing there watching these 2 green-hard zombies lurching over toward you.
Mm-hmm.
Pickles, what do you do?
Oh my god, it's back to my turn so quickly. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna jump on over to this one zombie and give him the what for?
Oh, man!
There's the business.
Your girl hooking you up.
Man,
Oh!
risky for the Bisney.
Plus
Yo.
4?
And what did I just tell you? They don't get to do Undead Fortitude if it's a crit. So Pickles, how do you just straight wreck and leave this thing dead? What do you do?
It's way less dramatic than I expected to be. I do a big jump, and then I just punch through his head.
Just
Land. Yeah, it's not kind of like I just punch through his head and then land on my feet on the ground and just turn.
Yeah.
Up.
You wanted to like bring it down, bring the pain, punch his face, get him to bounce off the ground. But it's like punching like an old pumpkin. It just like caves in. As you like, oh, your arm just goes through.
Why does he do that?
The jawbone just rips off on your paw and falls at your feet. And you're like looking as this zombie just like dead. According to my order there, that was the woman. That was the strange halfling woman that was lurching toward you.
I have no emotional attachment. It was easy. So then I turn around and I get the other side. Oh my god.
Yo, you know what's sad? They have an 8 AC, so you did hit. But it's no crit. 8 damage. All right, so the DC is 13. It gets a +3 to this. That's 16, so it passes. So you know, after you just punch through one of them, you basically like line up the other one to do it again. Like, all right, well, we know this works. And as you like tear through it this time, like you notice like some of the skin hangs on and muscle tissue. There's like more muscle left because he's a stout halfling boy, and some of his tendons and stuff hang. His jawbone is just hanging from his eye socket, and this just like just flesh amalgam of blood, tissue, and muscle continues staring at you. It is still alive, but it's in bad shape.
Gross. I hate it. I jump away. Bye.
You punch it. Oh gosh! Jump over. You kind of back yourself behind. You know the flamethrower is still set in front of Gary. Gary kind of backed up against the thing. You're back behind one of the or on top of the of LJ of Larold Senior's gravestone. You land on top of it. You even notice, Pickles, a couple of the gravestones by you. That little strange, like as you take ones out, their like face disappears and they become those like strange blur people from the other dimension. You land on the ground. You got anything else?
No, I kind of give it up. I because of how like stupid easy that was, I kind of just like set myself up to watch what the boys do.
Yeah, you've got eyes on.
I'm a little bit like, uh-oh, now what are these boys gonna do now? Like, yeah.
All right, so you look, you see Gary kind of like he spies you jumping on top of his father's gravestone, and Gary, you look in front of you. You know, you've seen now the burning green fire of the strange flamethrower sear these zombies in front of you. There are 2 that remain as Tarvin Tinderberry's body lies in ashes before you. Digby's, far down the road, there seems to be one zombie near him as well, as Pickles kind of sets herself on your father's gravestone. What do?
Yo, Digby's got me hyped. The green fire? Are you kidding me?
I mean, Bam made that happen, though. That was
all your idea. I didn't know I could do that.
I mean, it was my idea, but you made it happen. Let's be real, though.
Hey, we work together.
It's like we're like a really cool team or something. Like,
yeah.
I want to ask, so undead, they don't count as Fey or Fiend, huh?
Correct. But you do bring about. Let me see where this is. This is a year from now. Yeah, no, it's not Fey.
Okay. Cool. I was just double checking on one of my new little fun things.
Oh, don't worry. This will come in handy so much in this game.
Who's this guy? Who we get? What undead do we have around here?
Okay, so let's see. We had Tarvin. Oh, these were the ones from over there that you guys hadn't seen yet. So much has happened you didn't even really notice for a moment. But lurching in front of you are the bodies of Dickens and Amaryllis. You see their zombie forms as they've been bathed in fire. You were compelled fighting Tinderberries. You backed your back against the gravestone. But these strange zombies, Digby's 90 feet away, just see zombies coming toward you. But yeah, you see the zombified forms of Dickens Tangleface and Amaryllis Von Shucks lurching toward you.
Oh shit.
Oh. Well, I'm taken aback by that, of course, but I'm still driven. I know it's not them. It's not fucking them. So, I'm gonna swing.
Swing.
Horchata.
Who are you killing? Who are you trying to kill?
Where that one is.
All right, so that'll be our Dickens Tangleface. You see, the last picture you saw of him in a moment, you can't help but remember him stepping up, smiling as the strange hand cradled him and took him within that strange circus tent that led you back to the void. You now see his face mangled and twisted, his clown hair matted on either side, his skin stained with blood and decay. And you hit, man, 12 plus that's a 17. It's D20 plus 3. Let's see. Is he still? You slash him in the face, and you see, just like his cartoon elasticity in real life, you like cut his head, and his whole head goes and like separates into segments, and then slap shots back. And he's just sitting there. His neck breaks, his head falls, and affixes to his shoulders. But he's still coming at you at 1 hit point.
Oof.
Yeah.
And it's weird. I know it's not him, but just something about it. It ain't right.
Certainly
ain't
unsettling.
right. Yeah. Cool. That's actually, can I can I throw a smite?
Try.
Your smite would be on your. You want to smite it?
Am I able to redirect it, or?
So if you wanted to say you smited on that attack, does that give it radiant damage? Because if it did, it would just go away.
I'm pretty sure.
Goes away.
I can't remember what kind of damage.
You had said during our level up, like, spell slots are smite spots.
Smite spots. Yeah.
Smite
Again, it's
spot.
like, but he only has like 1 hit point. So if it adds radiant damage, I just wouldn't want you to waste a resource. If it adds radiant damage, then it would just kill him no matter how much damage it did. If you're adding it for damage sake, they're only at 1 hit.
It is radiant.
Okay, so yeah, you
Bye.
can absolutely do that. So you want to smite Dickens. So all of that happens. You see the head re-lands on the shoulders and it continues lurching at you. And then suspended behind it is the wave of particles from the Feyblade. And you see as they go to reconnect to the blade itself, it severs his head one more time. You see it roll off of his shoulders, land on the ground, and then his own giant clown feet step on it. You see Dickens' face is smashed with a honk. Honk, honk of his
Oh
sweet
my God.
shoes. Zombie falls, dead.
Sometimes you just can't capacitated, like.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
You see the face starts blurring. You know, the body is still kind of similar, though, so it's still creepy. But his face starts fading away. You got anything else, Gary?
I guess I'll just scooch over by this tombstone close to Pickles. That's my dad's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say yourself, you know, without smashing the flowers that you summoned at the gravestone, you kind of bag yourself again. You do feel like a little bit like it's, you know, your family around you, your feet firmly rooted in the soil of Sativan, you know, near the humble patch. It's like, this does feel a little bit more like your element.
Pickles is sitting on top of the tombstone with his legs crossed, just smoking a cigarette.
Just sitting there.
Yeah.
All right, so Digby, the zombie in front of you, the strange, the boy LJ. I think Pickles saw LJ, but I don't know that Digby saw LJ. But you would know. You're in town. You're actually a local. Sorry. So Digby, you know who LJ, Scary Bob, the youngest of the Greenheart family, is lurching toward you. You know, his hollow eye sockets, his mouth just seeping with decay and disease. He like comes up and he swings at you. 12 AC.
Does she get the fuck out of? Come on.
That's him down, man.
Why did you even get out of your grave today? Get the fuck back in it.
Clowning him.
Come on.
He's
I
just
don't even have a weapon, and I'm not even worried about it.
I want you to imagine a sad zombie for a moment. It's just
Oh. No.
All right, so you savagely burn him for his miss. You see and your little shield just bats his arm away, no problem. As you're clowning on him, you see the Amaryllis zombie in front of you, Gary. Suddenly does something that you don't quite expect. You see as she looks at the fallen corpse in front of you, you know, both of Tarvin Tinderberry and Dickens Tangleface. You see the zombie reaches its hand forward, and it's Amaryllis's hand, you know, and even though decayed and you see some bone in regions, you see the slender fingertips and sharp nails that she has, and she reaches out, and you see something you've seen quite a few times as 3 balls of energy materialize at her
Oh,
fingertips.
come on now.
And she launches a magic missile at you.
Get fucked.
Cool.
All right. right, so it's 12 damage, Gary. You feel each of these balls of energy blast into you. You know, it knocks the wind out of you. You're pressed against your father's grave for a moment. But yes, you see that this Amaryllis zombie seems to have some of her magic as well.
That does me, friend.
Oh, you down?
Yeah, I'm down.
All right, you
Wait.
fall to the ground. Here's Gary. So, of course, because Drew's always right, this is a cursed sword. The curse on this sword, Gary, is that when you go to 0, you automatically fail a death saving throw.
What the
So
fuck?
you only have 2. All right? So you see that wispy essence that floats around. +1 weapon, and it has a cool effect that you haven't figured out yet. But +1 weapon, it's cursed, however, when you drop to 0, 1 death save immediately as you fall. You both witness as Amaryllis's spell, you know, Digby, if there was any doubt in your mind, seeing the spell magic missile cast at her fingertips, you see she reaches out forward, and the spell, these 3 balls of energy just kind of blow through Gary, and he's like a scarecrow strewn across his father's gravestone. Holy shit!
Wow.
All right, so fucking Amaryllis, you know, standing there in front of you, Digby, you like can't believe what you're seeing. You know that one of the zombies that was as if she stood out of the green fire and shot the spell, bringing your ally, you know, to 0. Where the last thing you see about him, those little wispy fey energies that float around the sword, like bite into his skin and steal his essence as they retreat back into the sword. So that's the failed death save. So Gary, you have on your turn every round you'll make death saving throws as normal, but you have already failed 1. Is how that works.
Fun, cool, great.
Nope.
Hydrate.
All right.
Oh my god.
I'd rather bite.
Man, the poetic like description of everything. It's like, as you were saying, you're like, and you fall upon your father's grave. It's like, how do you write that shit?
Yeah,
Oh,
wow.
You did this. You chose it to come.
we just make this. It's okay.
This is you did this. This is
your fault.
you
But-
chose this was gonna happen.
Digby, you let's see. Did you ice? There's still a zombie on you, right? Right?
The one in front of me?
No, that's because didn't Pickles put him. Oh yeah, the one in front of you. He attacked you. Didn't miss.
Right. He
I don't know
attacked
why.
me but missed, and I dogged it.
That's it. You're dogging him, so he is
Yeah.
still at 1. But you're being.
But I
dogged.
didn't get to do anything, and then you just moved on, and I was like, well,
Because it was
No,
his
yeah, because that
turn,
was
right?
his turn. Yeah. So.
it's my turn.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
misunderstood.
No, yeah. So like right now, the one that he swung at you, Amaryllis took Gary out. So Digby, it is your turn. You see that unfold before you, and you're standing there. You've got this like LJ standing in front of you. You see Amaryllis, you know, shooting magical bolts into Gary's body, and it is your turn. What do you do?
Oh my god.
So, the zombie in front of me is whom?
LJ, the Laryl Jr., Scary Bob.
Oh, so someone that I've known in town for a long time,
Yeah.
and someone that I just recently learned that would fuck up my
the
new
streets.
best friend in the streets.
Street.
So I'm gonna take the new boots of butt kicking that my best friend gave me,
Uh-huh.
strap them on real quick, and just go fucking ham bony. Do you remember the Jackass movie or one of the Jackass episodes where like no one can like straight stand in front of a camera and like side kick someone, like run up
Yes.
and
The
jump
double
up
kick
and
to the face.
I want to do that, like side kick with both of my feet into into his face, into
All
the
right.
zombie's face.
I like
with boots of butt kicking.
All right, so because again, this is kind of ethereal dream place. You know, you're like, I should put the boots
Oh,
on.
I know it's all
And you
bullshit.
look down, and they're already on your feet. You see the shining spikes. You're like, oh, this design could use a little work. It's like he cut some shortcuts that you would have built out better. But the green sheen on these boots is no joke. You see the spikes in front of you. But yeah, if you wanna attempt a like a Shawn Michaels double foot kick to the side of the face on LJ, you know, it's got this knockback ability. So that would be a melee attack. Just if you have like your hammer or whatever, just go ahead and use that.
I think I think I hit. Oh, is that? Oh, I'm sorry. That's the item, not the
There we
attack.
go. Nice. 8 ACs, that's all they have. Go ahead. So you hit this thing, and when your feet just connect on the face, go ahead and give me what's that be? A D4 plus your strength modifier.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Because I'm not very strong.
you have
But I
dope
do have
stats. I
jump,
think
so I have a +1. So
Okay,
that's,
so
that's 4.
So you see you hit him, and then the wave of energy that Gary was forced to deal with that shoots out of these shoes. You, just like Gary, who was already attuned to the sword in this place, so too are you to the boots of butt kicking. You jump up and just put Spike to face. It does have 5 hit points, so you don't quite kill him, but it launches him 10 feet. And he starts flying back behind him, and I'm going to give him a dex save, and again, they have -3 to dex, so not their finest save. Maybe he rolls hot. He didn't. You see he lands, he takes 1 damage, so he's going to, or not 1 damage, a d6. Boom. Takes 3 damage from falling as you just straight up obliterate him over some gravestones.
Well, that's great. I would also don't I get to use my cannon as a bonus action though?
Yes.
So
But-
I would also like to use flamethrower as I kick the fuck out of that guy, and as he rolls away in shame, just roast him. Like, just look at Gary and be like, "I got you." I'm not even looking at how badly I'm burning this other guy behind me. Just know that he's dead
You see,
because I got him.
just eviscerated by flame as you kind of take him and launch him over using the boots of butt kicking into the fire. He rolls a 1, which is a shiv crit.
Oh God, yes.
Ooh.
Best friend, you are awakened.
I wish I could have seen that.
Oh, you
It
seem
was
to
pretty dope.
in the back of your mind theater.
All right, so the fires of the green flame that are emanating from your blowtorch serve to just eviscerate and turn this strange LJ into ash as he's kicked into the flames that burn before him. That's your action, your bonus. You want to move or anything, Digby?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the group. We're
They're
not
over here at LJ's.
Can I move
Werewolf
there?
Senior.
There's no squares
I
to.
know, right? A huge missed opportunity for squares. I came through with the green fire. I failed you with the
Hey.
squares.
Redemption. You're good.
Yeah. In
Green
fact,
fire.
just
You're
for
good.
you, guess what? Boom. How you like that?
Ah,
Thank
Yeah,
you.
How you like that? Boom.
go.
So as you can see by this perfectly drawn green square, the party is overall set around Gary's collapsed body, his father's gravestone, and a very unpulsed Pickles ennui. Pickles, you kind of look down as Digby's running up to you, and Gary's laying on the ground dead in front, or not dead, but dying in front of you. And you see the zombie of Amaryllis walking forward, content to finish the job. It seems to be focused on Gary. I think it might try to coup de grace. And what do you do?
Pap!
Oh my gosh!
Peep pap, peep pap.
Whoa, crit hit! Oh no. How does it happen? Gary, you're gonna come back to life just from. Dude, don't roll a 1 on your death saving throw, though. That's too failed.
I'm too lucky for that, baby.
That's true. You got that halfling luck. Oh, it's the best. All right. Whew. So, it's to make a saving throw.
Same thing where like it just goes through it like way easier than I expected to.
Dude, the saves are insane. It rolled a 19, so that's a 22. It passed its save. You do, again, your tambourine just... Oh, no, it's a critical hit. It doesn't get to do that. My bad.
Yeah.
Psh, fuck you, Brandon. You're stupid. Psh. Remember the green fire, guys? When I did that in the green square?
Yeah.
Just remember me
I
for
love that. No, that's what I remember.
That's what I want you to remember before. All right,
But
so
yeah,
yes.
Same
What do you do?
thing as like same thing as the punching where it was like this big epic like it's over and you're like, all right. So same with this. I'm standing on top of the thing. I see Gary go like drop, and then I look at her and I just kind of go. I grab the thing from my back and I go like, I'm getting ready to. All right. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, like the soggiest, like a December Halloween pumpkin.
Yeah.
Just like, and it's like, oh god, you're just like, Oh my gourd.
Yeah. Who smoked to that too?
I went for it.
For.
I went for it. All right, so yes, you see the last of these strange, copies of people that you know and love that have, crawled from the grave. Digby, you're not feeling any extra vibrations from the ground at these many graves nearby. Remember, the Greenhearts are a big family. But all of the zombies have been felled. They're all laying there, their faces vibrating, the gravestones that represent them vibrating. But currently, your boy Gary is crumbled up in a little ball on the ground, laying on his father's grave. What do you do?
I hop down and I hold him in my arms and I say, Gally!
As you scream, Gary, your voice, you look at the gravestone in front of you, and suddenly it says, Gary Greenheart.
That was so efficient and quick!
It's like, thanks. It's carved in real quick.
Oh, okay.
I
Cool.
never could appreciate it.
I don't have much. But I start even though I'm holding onto him and I say Gary, I then start looking at him real weird because I want to watch what happens. Because death is real weird, is real interesting to me. So
Holding his eyelids open.
Yeah. I'm literally I gotta see the light leave his eyes. It's just I'm getting really weird about it. Pickles has now gotten really weird about death.
Yeah, you feel that flow of ki within you. That's strange, the way of the long death. And you feel there's this weird energy that connects Gary's body to the gravestone behind you right now. It's nothing super magical or anything. But it's this is the calling of death to life, and you hear the clanking of a shot glass far away once more. Unable to turn your head back and look at the source of it.
Yeah.
You hear another shot get slammed.
Interestat. So, okay, cool. So, but I think I want to use that to try and call him away from it. Stay in your body. If I can assist or help when he gets to do a check.
So yes, you, in this case, I know there's the help action, which gives
right.
an advantage on a skill check. Now, a death saving throw is not quite that case.
Damn.
But again, Pickles, you're in the dream space.
Yeah.
This is a place you feel comfortable with. I'm cool. We've been bending, the reality of this dimension in a bit. The shoes that are already on the feet of Digby and the sword that is already attuned to him. You have attuned to the spectral death energy all around you as a way of the long death monk.
Yeah.
And you kind of do, you use your key to help give him advantage on his death saving throws.
Yeah. I love that.
So as you kind of push these soft blue lights, like little fireflies that float in the air around, and you kind of channel through you. Digby, you see she warms her paws and places them on the chest of Gary. As you see Gary gasps for breath. Gary, give me a death saving throw.
Oh my god.
Okay. I do have a weird question for you.
Yeah.
Now that I got a nice little nap there.
2 hits, 3 hits or something.
So Pickles said she'd be there to help. Is it a weird technicality if I lay on hands myself if he helps?
I get that, because honestly I think advantage on the death save is a pretty strong ability. It makes it almost impossible for you to fail.
It's
in fact,
generous.
with your halfling luck, you really your first one's a pass anyway. So now you have 1 pass and 1 fail, Gary. But you feel, as you're kind of unconscious, just kind of groggy from this immense pain of this magic bolts of energy that's seared through your body. It's you get a little flash of the graveyard and the sword and the green flame burning. You're getting these visages in your mind as you're kind of trying to fight with your will to get back to the land of the living. Nearby,
this freaking sword.
you feel the ground rumbling.
No.
But that's it. That's all that happens on this round. Digby,
Rude.
you see Gary laying on the ground. You see Pickles, applying this kind of spiritual healing to Gary. What do you do?
Kiss him.
Get out of my head.
Into my car.
Wait. Well, according to the map, there's no one else left, or is there one more? Or?
You feel rumbling on the ground around you. You know, your tremor sense especially. I'm sorry, I should have especially focused that. Some of the graves nearby you are now starting to churn.
Yeah, I can't see anything. I got really pulley wrapped around my face. Yeah. Well, can we get the fuck out of here? I don't know how to say that politely in English. Can we get the fuck out of here?
So Gary's heavy. Gary's wearing some pretty heavy armor. He's his own weight himself. He's a stout halfling, so his body's thick. Not to say you can't, but it would take a bit of an effort. And where would you go?
I don't know. Is there?
This is kind of what you see, and it's like again, there's like that forced horizon. It's like you can't look much beyond this, as if you're not supposed to. Now Pickles was able to, through a channeling of her energy of the long death, look back and see an observer now that's had a couple glasses to drink while you've all been doing this. But beyond that, this is what you see. This is what you know. So based on what you're looking at, you could do any of that stuff. I can get rid of some of these zombies too, because they might be blocking a little bit.
I do have very poor eyesight as a 41-year-old human.
Honestly, the sword's not there. Oh, does that mean we need a friggin' square?
Oh my god, friggin' square!
Oh, it's not there anymore because the squares are there.
Squares there.
If you would like to hire my square making skills for 12 easy payments,
bam,
boom. So that sword isn't there,
squares.
and only because I put these squares there do I realize. You look at it for a second, Digby, and you realize it's where the sword is now missing from the horizon. It's like there's a gap in reality right there. There's like a little slice where it almost looks like you can see the void again through where the sword was.
That's where we're going. That's where we're going. Pickles. None of this makes any kind of sense. But we just need to go into that for some reason.
All right, I guess this is the only. There's no portal out of here. There's no portal out. We only have a portal
that's
in.
really the only thing that you see. Yeah, that's
Excellent.
different than most.
So
of the
either we are gonna have to force ourselves to that, or we have to finish what is expected to happen here.
What's expected to happen here?
I have no idea. So let's try and get out of this weird little hole that you're pointing at. This glorious hole.
But there was a sword that we were trying to go towards, and then I almost called him Real again.
Yeah, so Gary's down in front of you. So yeah, if you want to move him, you can. Moving a fallen comrade, you can move half your speed, which for Pickles would be like most people's speeds. It would take you about 2 rounds to carry Gary from this scary gravy to this little crease in space, represented by some fine squares.
Wrinkle in time. All right.
Could Pickles just go and dispatch the last zombie, which we all know is just...
Oh, sorry, that one's gone too. That was the one burning in fire. There are no current zombies on the field. You have downed all these. But the ground is shaking nearby.
Oh, but the ground's shaking nearby. Well, fuck. How do we... There's no way to get out of this. We have someone who's down.
Where is the shaking coming from? Could you tell me with your sense, and then we can at least drag Gary away from it?
Yes, didn't I tell you guys where it was? Did I not?
You see a square and a square. Before 2 of the graves.
Cool.
Actually, I need Gary. I know you're dead right now, but I need your help. Who are 2 of your other family members?
Oh shit.
So we've got we already took care of LJ.
LJ's gone. So is LS, Larold Senior. No, Larold Senior hasn't come up. Ooh, that'd be dope.
So we've got Larold. we got Larry, Mary, Jerry, Harry, and Barry.
Mary and Jerry. You see, Mary and Jerry's graves are shaking nearby right now.
Cool. Also, it actually was not that hard to kill a lot of them. I was pretty surprised. So if we pull Gary out of the way and prepare ourselves, we could probably have a good time.
All right, so Digby and Pickles, your turn is right now. So if you both want to kind of combine your efforts, just to pull him like away, like on the other side of the path or toward the little gap, you could do that, and then it would be, and then Gary would get a save, and so something else might happen.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, I'm so sorry. As Drew, I just want to ask, Brenna, were you suggesting that we just fuck all these things up?
Yeah, we just Sam Raimi it. Let's have a Sam Raimi.
I'm going. You know what? I love my director, and I love Bam as a person. But yep, that's what I'm doing. Right
All right,
there.
sweet. You guys just want to post up on each gravestone?
100%. Can we pose like some sort of Japanese anime team style?
I require that you do.
Okay.
Oh, it's now required?
Yeah. No, you don't. No, I don't want to.
No, I don't want it.
Well, now I don't.
Okay.
All right, yeah, you guys post up. So so we got Mary and Jerry, right?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh,
So
I thought they were both dead. That's so weird.
you're both just kind of like your tremor sense gives you this kind of nice ability right now. Like, it's like this grave and that grave are about to pop up.
Mhm.
And you basically, this is a readied action. So if zombies come out, you are going to what? Wreck them, basically, make an attack at them.
Punch him in the face.
Barbecue. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so
Flamethrower.
Gary, you've just, you're flashing through your memories. It's time for another death save. As you you feel the shuffling of earth around you as if something is about to happen to some of your zombie family.
I don't even know.
I was
Here we
gonna
go.
say if I could switch my cannon to protection, I would, but
You need
Not-
that advantage. You still have advantage from Pickles, so you get to roll one more. You just got to beat a DC 10. Boom.
Oh,
You almost grasp onto the blue lights of the way of the long death energy that Pickles has guided you, as if she's calling to your spirit to try to bring you back. The pass puts you at 2 passes and 1 fail, so you just need 1 more pass to wake up. In this instant, you hear the shattering of the earth and the ground above the graves of Mary and Jerry as they begin to climb out of their grave. At that point, that is your ready to action. So go ahead and do what you're going to do to your 8 AC. That's a hit. 8 damage is good enough. 8 plus 5 is 13, and it gets plus 3 to this. It's spazzing. We're only at 8. Pickles, you're like, oh, what do you do to this to Mary as she climbs out of her grave?
I again, just as simply, just like punch right through her head. Like, it's for every single one of these. Like, Pickles can't gauge her own strength. Like, she's just like, it just doesn't. Yeah, she's like, fuck. Okay, hold on. Like,
I'm gonna do a soft one this time.
yeah, I
It's
got it.
you tap the nose and it
That's-
blows
yeah,
out the
that's-
back of their head.
Yeah, just keep punching through and going, fuck, weird.
whenever he tries to pat me, I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
I've seen what you can't gauge. You have no depth. You have buttons for eyes, bro. Like, you can't gauge this shit.
Ow. That hurt.
That's why I get scared when you try to just gently bat me.
So, Pickles, one of these big rocks of earth shoots up in the air in front of you, and you just push it back down. Like
Yeah.
it's trying to blow out of the cave, and you're like, no,
Oh.
the rock just falls back and squishes the rest of
Squish
it.
it, yeah.
And you look over at Digby. Bigby, what do you do?
What'd you call me?
Digby.
Big B.
Did I say Bigby? Big
Big B.
Bigby.
Big B for big butt. Get it? Big
Oh,
Sounds like a
big
trap.
booty. Big booty, big booty, big booty. Here it is. No.
All right, Digby, what are you doing? It's your
Uh,
ready to action. It's your
Get
turn.
him.
Action. So yeah, you punch through someone. I guess I'm just gonna flame on.
Dope, yeah. So it just gets a saving throw. A DC 13, it gets -3 to this. They have a really bad dex. So I have my blind runes, so I apologize.
Yeah.
I rolled a 9. So it's,
Well.
he got 9 fire damage. Just like as it climbs out of the ground, it's like, but it doesn't stop, and it's looking at you like, why aren't I stopping? Why aren't I stopping? And its eyes are peeling away with fire. It makes a DC. Now this Constitution is where they have the good stat. 13 is not enough. 9 plus 5 is 14. So it fails its saving throw, and neither of the zombies that were trying to get out of their graves managed to get it all the way out of the ground. You see the singed ashes of Jerry and the broken form of Mary laying before you, which that was their turn. So Digby, you're up. What do you do?
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Did
that
it-
was no. You had a readied action. So on their turn, when they climbed out of the ground, you guys
Oh.
did your readied action, and now their turn is over, and it is your turn.
They're dead though, right?
Do
Yep,
we
but you're
set
still in
some?
combat initiative.
Do we set some sort of trap for whoever could be coming next?
Wait, no, wait, there's more people, unpeople coming.
Maybe.
Most likely. I mean, I
Yes. Fuck it. The big gravestone looks to be really like out of place. Am I right? Like, I'm just gonna focus all of my flamethrower fire where that was. So
All right, that's where
Alright.
Gary is laying.
I know we're gonna move him.
Okay.
I'm gonna move
well,
Gary.
obviously we could drag him like
I'm
It's
gonna
funnier to
move-
me if you just
Yeah.
he's in heavy armor. He has halfling luck, guys. He'll be
No.
Yeah, you drag him out of the way. That's a good idea. You notice the biggest gravestone in this place happens to be Larold Senior. You know, his roots fixed to the earth. You know, a mention on the gravestone.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are kind of like, let's get Gary away from that. You move him back. You know, outside of the. We'll put him like right on the green square.
I'm like, yeah, that'll
yeah.
do.
And then you guys, kind of brace yourself for whatever may or may not come out of the grave next. Gary, time for a death saving throw.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Gary.
I gotta catch up. Like I've been. Oh, look at that square. I missed all the squares. Like
Oh, look at him.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't believe you were missing squares. That's
Take him in. Take him
You
in
know,
squares.
it's just kind of the
Please,
recommendation.
have my
Like
squares.
Yeah,
Don't
have
die.
a moment.
It's
Allow
like hearing
yourself.
your mother's voice for the first time. Oh,
All right,
Oh.
you're gonna need that advantage, Gary. Here we go.
oh, buddy.
Please.
Fail,
Oh.
Gary. As you're like starting to come through some of your happier dreams. You're remembering some of your kindred, like happy feelings, the feeling of the road beyond the farm as you went off to Ashbury. Suddenly, you're just like sidekicked in the face, kind of like what Digby did, but like with a bad memory. This like double foot kick to the side of your head just knocks you into a cold night of heavy rain at the Church of the Green Lady, where you thought you'd be welcomed with open arms, and instead were treated like some kind of outsider. As the head of the church seemed a bit more vicious than you might have thought. It cared very little for your feelings, and so just put you on basically guard duty. And you're like sitting in this old wooden lodge, eating some like nasty soup and stuff as it rains on you, and you're cold, and you kind of miss the hearth and the stew of your family. But that's your failed death save. So you have 2 fails and 2 saves.
2 and 2.
2 and 2, buddy. But yes, you fondly remember the hearty stew of your mother, the warmer homeland of Humble Patch, as you're kind of sitting in this dreary memory. They make their save. Yo, finally. All right, so as anticipated, you guys are like, what's up with this big giant grave as Gary's, laying. You kind of set him on the field beneath you and are bracing. And Digby, you just feel this like rattling shake in the earth.
Shake,
As this
rattle, and
big
roll.
giant skeleton
Oh my God.
punches out of the ground. Not a zombie, not withered and with any muscle, but just a sheer skeleton of this broad, stout halfling. You know, like you can see a solid jawline even in his skeleton. His heavy, like skull it's oddly shaped with the rigors of work. This was at one time a very strong man and is now still quite a strong skeleton. It punches out of the ground and lifts itself up, just as you guys go ahead and do your ready to actions. What do you do?
I thought you said a big skeleton, and then you said a stout halfling.
Yeah, big. I'm sorry, big like width-wise. Like
He's
like sturdy.
A big skeleton.
He's a
sorry.
white boy.
Sorry. I was expecting like the one from Home Depot, and I'm like, oh,
I mean, kind of, but just like,
sorry. just
same.
like really thick bones.
Yes,
Uh,
I love it. Okay. Schwang.
is that not? Am I doing the right thing when I hit that?
It-
That's my sound
Yeah.
just. Or,
Wait, did mine not? Yeah. Whoa!
oh,
He doesn't have the big minotaur head. It's just a big.
That'd be sick though. It's
Yeah,
like,
right.
holy shit,
I should've
Gary.
just let him-
right?
Your dad is friggin' a minotaur.
Oh my
But yeah, no, it's this big looming skeleton starts crawling out. All right, so Digby, DC 13 saving throw. His dex isn't super good, as you may imagine.
What? For a pile of bones?
He gets a 3, so full damage. 11 fire. Let me make sure it doesn't have any cool fire thing. Nope.
That'd be
And
pretty sick.
11 yeah.
As a pile of bones to have fire damage? Yeah, that would be. That'd be.
So your burst goes off. Pickles, oh my goodness, with your freaking, if you had advantage on this attack.
I know.
Another crit.
if only.
Hot tonight. But 8 damage though. So you blasted for 8. And you just bust off, a little bone with your punch. You're kind of happy that it's like, for once, it doesn't just give way and sag away. You actually have to like pop one of his rib bones off with a full hit.
This is the tambering. I was trying to give a little bit of distance because the
There you
fire
go.
is there. Yeah.
No,
So
totally.
it's like,
Yeah, you see it cracks the freaking the rib bone. It pops off. But yeah, this guy's more sturdy than some of these scrappy zombies that you've been fighting. He looms in front of you. So that was its turn. It was its action and its move to get out. So Digby, it is your turn.
Well, of course it is. I was just about to take a fucking smoke break.
Use it.
Use it.
Use it.
I love it. So yes, my turn. The big Skeletor bone daddy thing has popped out of the big grave.
Mhm.
Gary is 2 and 2.
Mhm.
I don't think I can do anything to help with that.
Yeah.
Right?
Healing potion. If either of you had a healing potion.
I don't.
You
Dickens
have
was the only one that had that.
Artificers do have the spell Cure Wounds, but I don't think you have it prepared.
No.
And then, yeah, that would be. Or you could do a DC 15 medicine check to try to stabilize him.
Oh.
Well, I mean, out of the two of us, I guess that makes the most sense. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think medicine might be wisdom.
God damn, you right. That makes the least amount of sense. Now, so flame on?
Well, does it? That's funny. Do it again.
Let's put 0 to this. Oh, I guess I could just roll it. No, it's easier. Just, now that I know what it is.
Yes.
It gets plus 0. It rolled an 11, so it fails. It takes the full 7 damage. That is your bonus action. And then you still have your action.
Could I use my cannon again as my action, or is that only used as a bonus action?
Oh, I am sorry. It ignites objects not worn or carried that are flammable. The flowers around this gravestone are flammable, so you kind of singe some of the sorrowful flowers away as you bathe the ground with fire. Fire!
That's really symbolic. I love it. I wish I could see it.
Oh,
Dead
buddy, we're about to get you there.
I feel you. You guys are kicking ass.
So,
So, the Flamethrower was the bonus action.
That's your
So
bonus
as my
action.
action,
You have your actions. Do whatever. Full
could
actions.
could I use the the fucking jug of whatever to
Alchemy
just
jug?
alchemy jug? Thank you. To spew a bunch of oil all over the flowers as the flame is burning, and just burn it
Bound up.
to the
Bound.
ground.
Yeah, you kind of cast this oil around, just using the charge of your alchemy jug that you create with your artificer infusion.
Something like
You
that.
take it out and start spraying your flamethrower is real fire. It's not like an illusion of fire. So you start spraying oil, and it's just like singeing all these sorrowful flowers. You hear like a collective cry as they singe away, and it's like on one side of the road, it's like bright and sunny, and there's a bunch of blurred out gravestones. And on the right side, it's like all the Greenheart family members that have yet to rise, and it's like burning flowers burning away and oil everywhere. And I will also, because it is a use of a magical item, it'll have disadvantage on its dexterity save to against the flamethrower effect. So nice.
Yes. Cry for Stewie.
Pickles, you're up. What do you do?
Swing.
That's definitely a hit. Damn, double 22s. Yeah, for real. That's like a double 11-11. All right. 6 damage.
Cool. I have a key point left as well.
So you want to run up to it? Because it would be unarmed. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I gotta run. I'm gonna hippity hop onto like his head and start like punching.
Cool. And the flamethrower it's not always an active flame, so it's like you can like run up, jump. It's like he has to activate that flame burst, and he already has. So you don't have to worry about it. It's right now it's like burning all these flowers around you. You're running through it all dope. It's awesome. So yeah, Pickles, you run up. First strike hits, 6 more damage. You see you break off one of the you break off both of the Minotaur horns because they were never supposed to be there. You just break off these little jetting pieces of bone on his shoulders, toss them aside. An 11 AC. I should check. I'm sorry.
I think you said he had something else.
He has a 12.
12.
So, yeah.
12 is what I...
So again, you're so used to these brittle objects that punching hard, sturdy bone. Just like you punch him in the chin, and it's that stout, Brock Samson chin, and you just kind of hurts your paw a little bit. But yeah, the third strike doesn't touch. It is, for all intents, it's crumbling, not bleeding, but crumbling because it's a skeleton. It is low.
And then I jump back off his head.
Nice. Jump
and then
away.
I'm like,
So you have to-
yeah.
With your sweet, you're mobile and your ability to bounce off of somebody after you make a hit. Very nice.
So yeah.
So you shoot back and land right back, where you started. If that's where you want to be. Gary,
out of his range there.
Oh,
Gary.
buddy. It's time.
Death saving throw.
Gary, I'm seeing
Kind of a biggie.
Moment of truth,
You have
everybody.
advantage. This was granted through this realm and the way of the long death, and because it's 3 instead of 5, you guys. I'm with you.
dude. Like,
Three.
Gus and Abby are gonna be so pissed when they get back if this is going.
Okay, guys.
God.
All right, so here we go.
Oh,
This is
God.
your advantage. Death saving throw. You need a 10 or better, or Gary Greenheart, you die.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
The one, guys. Let's do it.
Wait, are we smoking? We're smoking, right? We're smoking.
Either before or after.
Irregardless.
Irregardlessly for me.
Oh, crap. Holy crap. Oh, yes!
Holy shit.
Oh, my man, Gary. Oh. Damn, I almost got you, though. Almost got you.
Almost got me. Almost got me,
fucking-
though.
Yeah, just remember, Bale's coming for you.
Oh my god.
Gary, you stabilize. Oh. cough up just in time to see the giant skeletal form of your father standing over both Pickles and Digby in battle before his gravestone. But Gary, you're stable. I think you're at 1. Maybe I'm.
I got knocked down to -2.
So yeah. But once you're back, it balances you back up. Unless if you're at negative your entire amount of hit points, it's an instant death. So had you taken like 40 damage, you would have been evaporated.
Yeah.
So yes, Gary, you stabilize as you sit forward and you watch some swings from your old man. You see, roar comes down with. You see, he comes out and is going to say, "I'm just going to roll." It's like this monster, the template I'm using, and what this monster is different. All right, Pickles, 16 AC.
That's what I have.
Okay, so that's a hit. Tie goes to the hitter. So you see it lurches forward, closing the distance between you and it. It steps and swings this big fist at you. Pickles, it hits you for 13 damage.
What the fuck, Dad?
I'm ashamed of you, son.
Whoa, rude! Don't say that about my friend.
You see, it blasts you. It's because it's such a heavy hitter. It does only have 1 swing though. So, Digby, you just watch Pickles get rocked by this giant skeleton as Gary breathes a breath beside you. What do you do?
There's only one enemy, right? It's the one with the horns.
Yeah, the giant skeleton of Larold Senior.
All right. Well, I can't heal anybody yet because I can't switch.
Right, not during battle. Right.
Fuck. So I just gotta keep lighting them up. That's all I can do.
That's your bonus action, and then you still have your action. You can throw a magic stone at him. You have 3 of those. And then, or cast any of your other spells if any of them would help in this circumstance. I'm not sure if they would. DC 13. He gets a +0 to this. 9. Oh, he failed. So boom.
Oh, good.
12 damage. Nice damage, bro.
Yeah.
You see the bones are starting to singe at the presence of this fire. It's like each blast just singes the white stained bone ever blacker and darker, and it's like this dark skeleton looming over you. Probably a little terrifying for Gary. But yeah, Digby, what about your action? What do you want to do?
I can't anymore. No,
Unfortunately, the hammer swing, just try to swing at him, you're dodging the fire, and it just kind of throws you off enough. Your hammer does hit his bone, but it's like hitting the reflex of the knee, but the knee doesn't bounce. It just goes boom.
That's
the stiff bone.
Doesn't hit the meat of the bone. Just bongs it.
Come on. You get that little vibration in your hand. The worst thing when you use a hammer, it hits. It's the worst. But yeah, that's. You got anything else, Digby? That's your action, your bonus.
I really don't.
Pickles. You see this looming creature, kind of lurching forward. You see Gary is finally stabilized. Digby and you are giving it some good work, and you've beat it up pretty good, but it's still there. What do you do?
Okay. I'm gonna go for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get at her.
Let's see. Let's get at her. If everything is still merciful and good. Nope.
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 Yeah, your first strike, you throw the tambourine, bounces right back off and right back into the range.
That's fine. I'll give it another go.
This time you're like, screw you, buddy. You have 8. Nice. Still there, but really jacked. You feel like perhaps another blow of that much strength may fell it. But yes, it is down. 8 more damage. You blast into it.
Cool. I also get even further the fuck away from him.
Nice. You just like, the tambourine flies by and you just let it carry you away.
What? Yeah, I literally go, Nope, not gonna get punched again this time. Like,
hurt a lot.
that was very hurtful. I have 3 health.
Gary, you're like laying there on the ground. You look down at the sword, and it's almost, you're like, you son of a bitch. Like, you knew what happened. You knew it made you fail one of those death saves right out the gate. But now that you're back, that you're stable, you see the little purple wisps start floating around it again. Yay, isn't that fun?
Yay!
I'll come back to that. I see this skeleton. Like, I know the chin. Larry's. I know it's him. He's got that layered chin. So I'm gonna leave the sword for now, but hoist myself up with my border staff, and then whapa!
Proud feet. You swing at him. All right, bring him the quarterstaff. You know, you can't help but remember all the time the border staff. You see you swing it. You remember who it was that taught you how to swing that there border staff, my friend. And you swing it, and with the same motion you've seen 1,000 times, your strong-handed father's skeleton reaches up and catches the quarterstaff, like he had many times before as you trained. You know, again, it's like without a mouth to speak, you know, you can't help but realize that it's like almost as if it's taunting you a little bit as your withered frame stands in front of it in bad shape, using what little energy you have to try to swing at it. You got anything else?
No, what I've got, I'm just gonna hang tight and scream at the skeleton, my father, just like, "Ah!" Like,
see-
while he's got the staff.
Shit.
You see it screams back, and it swings. Oh, critical miss!
Can I catch his blow, like to match?
Yes! Of
Do
course
it.
you can.
Wow.
Fucking do it.
Oh,
God,
fucking shit, this is amazing. All right, yes.
Oh.
You know, you see he screams back at you, but you're ferocious. You are a stronger man than he will ever be. And you use your force of will, your connection. You see the withered flowers all around you and everything channel a little strength your way. And as he takes your own quarterstaff to try to strike you with it, you catch it just like he had taught you, mocking him just the same. Digby. That's what you see right now. Gary and his father's skeleton are fighting over this quarterstaff. You're standing there. What do you do?
Well,
You're coughing because there's all this fire around you and the smoking flowers, you know, and the ash that burns into the air.
man, I'm so glad that we're down 2 cast members right now. And I dropped my pipe, and then I took a really fucked up hit. So what's happening?
It's your turn for like 10 more seconds. Or
Awesome.
You're gonna lose it.
Let's grab Gary and throw him back away from this thing because he has 0 hit points. I'll
Nice.
take a hit on this one.
Nice.
That'll be my action, and I'll use
you
my.
want to kind of use your like get back, your like racial ability to.
Yeah.
I like it. That's dope. And then flamethrow. Oh, that's exactly how much damage. So it all comes down to the same throw.
Yay!
I'm gonna take the blinder off. Here
Please.
we go. So he gets just +0 to this. So here we go. DC 13. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh! Light him up, light him up, light him up. He's up there.
Oh,
Bro, Digby, with 8 hit points left.
Woo.
What do you do?
So, from where I'm at, I would like to be like, hey, fuck you. Stop. I mean, I'm sorry for my language, but I'm terribly sorry. Don't hurt my friend. And then like roll into like a ball, like a rolly ball, and roll up there and like push him out of the way. And as I like grab him and throw him out of the way, I kind of roll out of the ball. I'm like, I got this. And like roast his ass with the fucking cannon on the other side
Like an arm, totally.
as like the cannon like crawls from this arm over to this one, and I'm just like blasting.
This is so dope. Yes, you see the ball
And
bust Gary. You know, you feel a strength. You know, this thing is much stronger than you, even though you wish you could overtake him with your quarterstaff. You kind of like feel the bounce back as if a protectoral instinct of Digby has pushed you away. You see, he looks at you, turns around. Mega Man firearms this dude. You see the shimmering heat on his little mask that he wears to protect himself, just burning as you watch the dark, twisted skeleton of what represents itself as your father is burned away in green fire. Dead.
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 Dead. Died.
Daddy died.
You have died.
Holy
Yeah, every video game ever. You have died.
I'm like, thanks. Thanks for that.
That's why I appreciate Resident Evil. They're just like blunt, just like you died.
You died.
You dead.
You knew
You
what
dead.
you were doing.
You died.
You were
Yeah.
trying to skip up that mountain range. All right, so
Hey.
you guys, you're kind of you're sitting there, standing. Obviously, this giant skeleton. Gary, you're just like barely clinging to life. You have like 1 hit point. You're just sitting there with Pickles and Digby. Digby, you're like feeling the ground around to see if there's any more trembling or anything, but you don't feel anything. As you're sitting there, you start feeling the kind of pull, as if there's this like a vacuum seal has broke. You hear the snapping sound. And Gary, you look over and you see the sword get sucked through that little crack in reality back where it originally had set. And all of you at the same time start pulling toward this little gap in the space-time of this reality. You feel a stretching whir of the world all around you. You see the zombies of those close to you floating around for a brief moment. And then all at once you all turn and you see a bar top. And sitting there a man in a green cloak with a red-faced mask holding up a shot of blood to you all. You hear him laugh. Then he drinks his shot, slams it down. And that's where we're going to pick it up next time, guys.
Really?
Come on now.
God.
Oh, goodness gracious
Oh,
me.
me, oh my.
Goodness gracious me.
So we got some stuff, I guess, to tell. Are you going to tell? I think you should tell in detail how you killed each of them when they were away, and then eventually we'll tell them that there was zombie versions of them. But you'll be like, I don't know, Brandon just started attacking us and using your spell slots and your magic items. And,
Fucking wild.
oh man, it was terrible, guys. But then he drew some great squares. And let that be a lesson to you all.
Squares. Your
Remember
square
the
game
squares
was
in
on
life.
point.
Remember the
Please
squares.
look up.
Remember the squares. Fucking Squarespace, everybody.
Squarespace. Join us. It's the future. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us. Holy crap,
Oh,
what a
yeah.
ride that was.
Wow.
And still quite a few strange discoveries to be made. So thank you so much. Thanks to this incredible cast. I just love riding the wave with you guys. And we found out today that I can do green fire effects, which I didn't know before, and I will definitely be using in the future. Thanks, as always, to all you amazing and wonderful buds for doing all you do, all the support. It's just absolutely incredible. Thanks to the design team. Thanks to all the gifted artists that just contribute so much to this little piece of magic. Honestly, it's the best part of our fucking day. So thank you guys so much. We love you dearly. We do have us a little ritual around here. Maybe you heard about it. Maybe you haven't. We like to take a lighter, like this bad boy right here. Make sure we're not going to fight. Wait a minute. Drew, did you announce the name of the piece?
Oh, this?
Boom. It's time. Do
this,
it now.
This right here?
Let's light us up with the new piece.
What
We
do
did a
call it?
naming contest.
God, what do we call it?
I remember. Did you just want me to say it?
Yeah, please
You
do.
said Ruby Rod was the one?
Ruby Rod,
Ruby
yeah.
Rod, like from Fifth Element.
Ruby Rod.
And it smokes
Super
green, baby.
green. Super green. That's right, Ruby Rod.
Super green.
Fifth
Does
Element.
anybody, was Ruby Rod, who was that? Was that Shadows?
No.
It was Ruby
Wait,
Rod.
was it?
Ruby Rod.
Oh, God.
PR Scorpio.
PR
Yeah,
Scorpio.
Scorps.
Scorps.
Noise.
Finish him.
Come on.
All right, well then let's light us up to our new piece, Ruby Rod.
It's not
smokes
loaded with
green,
weed,
super
but it's super green.
super green. Thank you guys for all your name contributions. Thank you so much for fucking
Love
everything, and thank you guys for playing D&D with me. I fucking love you guys. Remember, be awesome, be great, be nice, be someone's rock. Fucking, you're awesome. We love you. And
Oh, yeah.
let's go. Lighters up.
What was that?
Ooh.
Man, I got some more crazy shit for you. Burp, 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 burp.
Yes! Ha! So what? You can't touch me, because I'm from the internet.